your server. That's so weird.
Really? All right, hang on.
Yeah, I don't see it
I
yet.
save it and exit out.
Yeah, I'm like an hour southwest of Toronto, or west of Toronto.
Okay.
Uh,
I used to go through Toronto all the time growing up between Detroit and Montreal. So we'd
Yeah,
like
yeah,
be on 401, and then we'd be, it would take 5 hours in Toronto and 5 hours the rest of the way.
I know. Toronto is just stupid. 401 is like it's the killer road.
The last couple times I did it with my wife when we went to visit my mom, and she was still in Michigan. We just like drove overnight. So we'd hit Toronto at like 2 a.m.
Well, they got the 407 now. It's a toll road, but you can skip a lot of traffic and a lot of the bottlenecks on from the 401.
Yeah. Well, I don't go that direction anymore because my
Oh,
mom's not in Michigan anymore. 'Cause my
oh,
mom's not. She's here in Vermont.
oh yeah. Oh, so you're still close.
Well, I mean, it's full circle. I mean, I had to go to California before I came to Vermont. But yeah, I kind of ended up that close to Montreal. Close to the job would let me, anyways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I haven't been to Vermont. Actually, have I? Oh, I know. No, I went to
Plattsburgh or something in New York.
New York and Maine,
I think my tabletop
Yeah,
simulator is crashing.
and
that's not good.
Yeah, it's not good
Michigan
at
as
all.
well. I was actually born in California.
It's been doing this for a bit.
What was that, Chris?
I was born in Modesto, California.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I
Uh,
was working. I worked 5 years out in Oakland.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's
Where I met the wife.
not too far.
No, Modesto is not far at all.
Yeah, I went to San Diego, LA, and
Try
my
to
dad
connect
now
this time.
my dad now is in New Mexico.
you
Santa
said the
Fe.
server's connected?
Yeah, should be up right now. Anyone?
Okay.
No.
Tabletop's loading. Hold
Let
on.
me refresh. Could it be a Steam thing again?
Maybe. I
Oh, I
started
see you
prep a
now. I
little
see you now.
before 8. Usually they do that stupid update at 8 o'clock, right when I'm trying to start.
It's working now. Hey, maybe in the future we'll play D&D on the Steam Deck.
To what end? I'm so good
I
about
don't know.
Steam Deck.
That looks cool. You know, if you don't have any portable gaming console.
I mean, it's a good idea for certain games, but other games, like a lot of computer games, it's like you want a mouse and keyboard, not like joystick and
Oh, for sure.
pad.
No, for sure. I wouldn't play Civilization on a little console like that. No, it just melted down.
All right. Long? Psych Frog, can you connect now?
Nope.
I have connected. I
See that.
see a blank table.
Yeah.
As you should.
But a game like Assassin's Creed or the Witcher or a lot of RPGs, that would be pretty
Is it
cool.
weird? Is it? Are you set to friends only, or
Nope.
I can't find any tabletops named Ninja, like not even like Ninja G, Ninja nothing.
Do you have the
Try refreshing it again.
password thing checked? Because there is a password. GG.
No, but I'm saying I can't even find the server. Like I'm running a search for Ninja and I'm getting zero.
Hmm.
You guys want to refresh everything, restart Steam, and all?
Yeah, maybe.
I'll do that too. So we're all.
Restart Steam. I don't know if that's gonna do.
It is
Where'd
running like
Dragon go?
crap, and there's lag like crazy.
Did lightning hit your fiber?
What state are you in, Ninja?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, you're pretty close too, then.
Are you in the part of Pennsylvania they call Pennsylvania?
I guess so. You could call it that. Some people do. I don't think lightning hit anything. Like, it didn't hit directly here, and there wasn't lightning for very long. But there was crazy winds, so it could have fucked up the lines or something. It's always a possibility.
Are you getting these sporadic, stupid storms that are coming every like 5-6 hours?
And it was like a hurricane today. It was like in bands, like you know how there's like the eye of the
Yeah.
storm.
I feel like I missed out on the party. It didn't rain at all here.
We're getting some random like thunderstorms. Like it's been going on for a week now.
It's been hot and blazes. It was like over 90 today.
It's like it's hot like we're sitting on a pan, and then it's like some. It's awesome.
Space.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I can't find any servers named Ninja.
Well, I'm
At all.
not. I'm not on right now.
He's
Like I
restarting.
turned my whole thing
Oh.
off.
Oh. Well, that would explain it then.
It's rebooting. Give it time. It was running super slow. It was like all fucked up. Hopefully it's not still, or we're gonna have to call this a very short game.
Well, I
Well,
feel like garbage, so
Yeah, you're
I'm not
sick.
gonna-
We're missing Caster Blaster. I mean, situation's not optimal for a game tonight. I understand.
I'd rather
Especially-
play than not, but at the same time, I'm not going to go and be all that same.
I mean, COVID. Are you huff?
Hello, everybody.
Probably.
And
Hey.
return.
Hello.
There's back.
Hello.
Hello and well met.
Yeah.
Alright, so now the server's up. Try to
Yes.
connect.
I'm on.
It's not being a laggy pit. My ping is
I see it.
at a regular, like 100.
It's pretty
At least-
stable on my side.
At least yours runs.
I think we fixed it. Reboot did the trick.
I still can't
Okay,
find your
still
server.
having issues, Diamond?
Hey, there you are.
There might have been
Fine.
an update or something.
I see lots of marbles.
That took ridiculously long to find. Oh, hey, it remembered me.
Marbles.
Alright, this is how we're going to determine who wins the battle.
Okay.
The green marble is the Uruk army. The red marble is the gladiators.
Is there fling like a?
I
For you-
forgot how you fling things.
Yeah, it's the fling tool.
Oh, there's a fling.
Flick.
too. Oh, there you go.
F5.
Flick. Sorry.
Flick the balls.
This is a strangely empty table.
Woo!
Yeah.
Alright, we were having technical difficulties. I'm gonna move it to the other table now.
Bing.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Ninja, you're not seriously thinking that this is going to work.
Theater
Like
of the
green marble.
mind. What, you can't see a marble as a bristling army of spears and cank riders?
I can. It
That's
just
a
seems a
small
little
army.
bit less than lackluster.
You just have to be descriptive and use your imagination, man.
What if they split up? What then?
Okay, the table's coming back.
You swirl the marble around.
Yeah, a chance to look at some of those characters that I made that I worked on Ninja.
I did not. Were they mixed in with the old ones, like all in the same bag?
No, it's two different bags.
Okay, so it's like it's different ones in that one. I have it on the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
table.
yeah.
I saved it.
Yeah, I saw you used the one of the bird creature I made yesterday.
Yeah, I went into it to grab something with a shield, and that was the best one I could find. I mean, he doesn't really
Come
have a
on,
weapon, and he's
table.
not really a bird man, but it did have a shield, and it was dark. It had to be
Yeah.
a black man with a shield, so it worked.
You gotta give me some orders in advance so I
Alright.
can.
Is it working now? It should be
Well,
working now.
It's
table's
loading.
still loading on my end.
Yeah, same here. It's loading on Ninja's end as well. So
Mhm. Oh yeah, it sure is.
And then I have to initialize all these scripted things here.
Would it be easier for us to leave the table and then rejoin once everything is loaded up on your end?
Probably not. I don't think it matters.
So, Ninja, just so you know, I did not think before I left to go to my mom's house to grab all of my other like stuff. Like I don't have my official character sheets, just kind of like the copies that are here. I don't have my reference material.
Sure. Well, you
Oh,
got these
my
character sheets
apologies.
decently filled out here.
yeah, you got quite a bit on there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I try to keep them updated. I'm just saying it's
There's
Not
probably more
as,
than enough to play with right there.
my OCD helps a little.
So
Okay.
let's see,
It's just various
loading.
things I
I am in.
I don't track. Like
Yeah,
I have no
this is
idea how
out.
much weight I'm carrying. I have no idea how much money I have, etc. Or
Mm.
what any of my shit is worth.
Well, there's no shops around, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, fair enough. What do you mean there's no shops? We're in the middle of a combat.
Timeout.
Yeah, there's no
I was
shops. Well, there was a merchant, but he left. He left right before the battle happened. He was like, "I'm getting the hell out of here. Here's some silver."
Oh yeah, we did the shit ton of silver. That's I think it's on more of a loot card that's over by long, isn't it? Yeah.
Speaking of loot cards,
Yeah, I
the
saw
first
it.
order of business is loot. Look at all these dead Kank riders with their Terek Bone combat lances and their Bazrag Chitin daggers.
Is there anything magical? Anyone-
I think we gotta wait to see the big guy.
And look at all those dead halflings piled up there. Look at all those elm pelotas they use as slings. And look at all those ornamental religious ceremonial copper necklaces that they wear. And look at all the supplies that they were carrying that we were able to capture. Look at these
Hey,
Oh, I
signal
disconnect-
whistles and
I got kicked out.
Melon is mine.
I got kicked out earlier.
Melon?
yeah, there's a couple of melons of greater healing in there. So when you ask, are there magic items? Yes, there are melons. 2 melons of greater healing.
I want melons.
I like the size of those melons.
Can we cut them up and divide them?
Probably, but it would like divide, whatever portion of the melon you have, that's how many d4s of healing you're going to get out of it. So if it's like a 4d4, then half the melon would be 2d4.
Listen, are you board certified melon surgeon?
Oh man, I wish you could do that with a.
I'm
like,
a
healing potion.
druid. Do you want me to grow more?
Can you grow more?
Yes. Give me a few more levels.
If you ask my priest and my cleric, we'll burn some corpse to make the soil fertile, and we'll grow some melons.
Is anybody able to reconnect yet?
Not yet.
No.
But one guy in the global chat was like, "Ree, my D&D game, ree."
Is there... Wait, in this global chat?
In
No,
the tabletop
global chat.
yes.
Oh, I see.
I try to ignore it as much as I can because it's retarded.
There's always
99%
nonsense in there, yeah.
Right now, it's all about Kevin.
Yes.
I disconnected and I can't find your
Right.
game again.
Oh, I
Again?
think everybody's having problems.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't see Ninja G's server. It's
I just wanted to play Commander.
I think nobody's servers are up yet.
Damn it, Kevin.
I seen somebody who goes by Ninja. They're playing Isaac for 4 souls.
We should
Okay.
join them. They still have 8 spots open.
Raid on Shninja.
Yeah, but they have a password.
It's probably GG.
Isn't it? Isn't it? Shh, Ninja. He's being super quiet. That's all.
Yeah. Silent but deadly. Like a warm wind.
Hmm.
Ninja.
Is it a warm southern wind?
Yeah. Maybe.
Why does it smell like a bog in here?
Feels like the universe is conspiring to ruin D&D for tonight.
Confused screaming.
It's a conspiracy. Where's my tinfoil hat? God damn it.
Maybe it's that TTS is getting an update, and the servers will be down for a bit.
It could be.
I
It
did
could be.
nothing. I swear on Kevin's bacon soul.
Oof. And we lost our 2 viewers. Harump.
Next thing
Do
you know,
you
you get
have a
unlisted.
technical difficulties streaming? What is it called? Scene?
Well, not really. Not really. What I do have is the away card. The away card does like my bit from 300 where he smashes the arrows in his shield, and then it goes to my I will be back soon with the Buddha in space. See, I also have the close-up face cam one. I have a new lighting setup. It's brighter and it has less dark spots in the background in my green screen. Everything looks a little more crisp and the outlines are a little better. Haha. I can go back to the gameplay screen. I also set up an art stream one for when I have the camera angled down so I can like draw in front of me.
Oh, you do
Okay.
drawings?
Yeah, if you check out the streams on Twitch there's a recent one.
Can I make a commission?
For sure. Yeah, if you want to commission something, I'll draw whatever you want, dude.
So can you explain me why someone made a game called a lawn mowing simulator?
It's a joke
it
game.
was. Well, yeah, it's a joke game, but but apparently, according to a very popular YouTuber I watch, it's the second most satisfying game that they've played.
It actually does look kind of fun. Like if you're a little bit OCD and you like just like the efficient completion of the yard cutting, that could be a fun sort of repetitive thing that you do. It's like playing Tetris. It's like the same thing over and over and over again, but it's meditative and fun.
I mean, isn't there like miscellaneous goat game or something like that where you're just a goat wandering the streets?
Yes.
But here's the thing: why play a game mowing a lawn when you can go outside and mow your lawn?
And make some money.
Because
maybe.
it's hot.
Because it's hot.
Or it's raining.
Because you live in a desert.
because
it's
of global
winter.
warming.
Oh, shut up! It's starting to
Because-
cool down.
You know,
Because
We're
you
getting
go
closer to
and
winter.
you have a condo or an apartment. You don't have a lawn.
That doesn't mean global warming stops. Diamond.
you know,
Yeah.
it's just a
Uh-oh. Did I lose?
The audio cuts out dramatically.
Right.
Just waiting for the server to pop back up.
yeah, it's not showing. So
I think Ninja is too.
I closed down my server, and then I'm gonna restart it and see if that helps.
Yeah, I just see shit ninja.
And right
I
now,
see people
while
are-
it's closing down, all it's given me is like the blue spinning, like trying to figure
Yeah, that's
itself
what
out logo.
that's what I got when it crashed. It's stable top that was just struggling.
Oh, now the global chat just disappeared.
Wow,
Now it reappeared.
they're really all stars today. They're doing a bang up job.
You know, this kind of reminds me of a quote I heard from, I think it was the Russian. No, it was from Dangerously. No, Grace Still Plays, right? No, fuck. Well, whoever it was from. Oh, it was the Spiffing Brit where he was playing Cyberpunk 2077 in a stream to see if he could break the game, and it crashed when he just got out of the car to do the very, like, he skipped the tutorial part, but to do the first mission. And he said, I wonder if there's a dev somewhere who just has a fuck you streamer button.
Probably.
we gotta blame it on Kevin.
That would be such a trick. Like if you're a developer on a game and you just build in things to mess with your players as like some sort of social experiment, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, like table flipping, you know.
Yes.
It
Let's just
it would be
hope
great
that
if
a
it was
social.
like a popular FPS game that like all the people play on stream, and then you just just make it not work randomly.
Well,
Let's just
I
hope
mean,
another
it's
social
kind of,
experiment like the wave never happens again.
well, it reminds me about like how Apple went and put glitch mode in the new iPhones.
Glitch mode.
Yeah,
You're gonna
so
throw throwing
apparently
ninja
when
stars at
all
people?
the components of the iPhone are registered with like the central computer of the iPhone. So if you do a self-repair or you get it repaired anywhere else than like an iPhone shop, the parts list doesn't match anymore and it activates code that makes your phone glitch, even if all the parts actually work,
Super lame.
until you send it in to Apple to get it fixed.
Isn't that kind of like blackmailing though?
Oh yeah.
It's exactly like blackmailing. However, it's not currently illegal because nobody thought somebody would be that much of an asshole.
No, wait. They passed that right to repair bill, so like now people should be able to fix their phones with whatever parts they want in any manner they want.
Problem though is that manufacturers
They can,
have
but I don't.
to make the parts available, which
Yeah.
is really tricky. It's like
But now like people can just have like hacked phones with a bunch of like third-party parts, right?
yeah. I was watching some videos on YouTube, like it was a Vine thing, and the guy's goal was to start like a repair shop for Tesla cars, and so he would take like Tesla like vehicles that have been in accidents and put them back together into one like car, you know, and he was demonstrating how like Tesla, for example, is almost practically impossible to purchase any parts aftermarket because they don't want people to be able to fix their vehicles. They only want like their own certified technicians and all that.
Right.
I mean, the money's less in sales and it's more in maintenance. I mean, that's the whole concept of dealerships these days.
Basically.
Speaking of
Yeah.
maintenance, apparently that must be what is going on with Tabletop Simulator.
I mean, it could be, or it could just be that there's a ton of storms in my area, making it impossible to connect to my server.
Oh no, I got kicked from your game, and I'm seeing the global chat. Yeah, everybody's losing their minds.
Yeah.
I mean,
Contributing
I just
factor,
got kicked
I
from
think.
tabletop entirely.
Yeah.
So people are saying that it might be related to Steam, but which is very possible. But
How else are we supposed to play Tabletop Simulator than through Steam?
I know it would be nice if there were like separate servers, you know, that where you could rent a server or use one of your server space.
Yeah.
And run it independently. You get a lot more stability and it'll probably run
Well,
faster too.
Just run Tabletop Simulator in offline mode.
Speaking of servers, I'm actually thinking of getting a server for World of Dragons modded Minecraft. It's only like I don't know if it's $2.99 a day or $2.99 a month. But if I can get a server,
Probably a
I've
month.
been thinking about.
It's probably a month, yeah.
Yeah,
That
if
would be
it's
insane
$2.99
if
a
it
month,
was
I
daily.
will
Ugh.
take it.
Minecraft
Oh,
isn't that
John.
good. though.
40K orbital bombardment.
Oh, trust me, if you play the World of Dragons mod, you will actually enjoy Minecraft because it offers way more.
Well, Psychfrog was able to connect. For now.
What is 40K orbital bombardment?
Well, it's a 40k orbital bombardment. It is what it is.
Is the table all loaded up, Ninja?
A table is loaded. Can you connect to
By
it?
the by,
No.
by the by, Ninja,
Team
have you
table.
ever
Okay.
thought of starting up that 40k RPG game?
I haven't retried to get players for it, not recently, because I don't know. I have 2 games going right now, and I don't want to like split my attention more than that.
Oh no, I understand. I'm saying, if this group as a whole actually finishes your campaign,
Oh yeah,
maybe
for sure.
you guys would like to join in the 40k RPG that Ninja is mostly homebrewing. There are actual books for a Warhammer RPG. I don't know what they're called, but I'm pretty sure if you look them up, you could find them.
Oh,
probably on eBay or Amazon.
I have the Warhammer D&D book. In fact, I downloaded it, and we could
So you
play
play,
the official one if you wanted. But I was gonna go for something that was a lot like 5e with a flavoring of Warhammer 40k on it.
Have
I
you
do.
guys,
You first.
have you guys ever tried Star Wars? The
Oh,
kind of
Edge of the Empire.
No.
I'm guessing.
I'm not sure, like the D&D type Star Wars like game.
Have you played
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, yeah, it's actually quite fun.
Do you know how to DM it?
Absolutely not. The rules are.
Because I'd say if you know the
Actually-
rules, I'd play in your game
No,
if you
that's-
want to run it.
That's the thing. The rules are actually kind of different. They have like, you know, Star Wars dice as well for a lot of stuff, for hits and for Jedi powers and things like that.
If you're interested, Ninja, I've actually been thinking for a long time of trying to get a party together for my own campaign, but I've had a lot of problems with people being unable to attend due to scheduling issues.
Mm.
That's always kind
Their
of a problem.
scheduling issues. I said, this is the time, this is the day.
It's
My
yeah.
stream is actually working right now. I've got the book up right here on screen. The Warhammer 40k D20, a role-playing game set in the Dark Millennium book.
Right. Oh, right. Like I said before, I do want to play the Catachan Jungle Fighter that both you and I came up with for your homebrew Warhammer 40k book.
I haven't really read through this. I wonder what edition it is. It has the look of 2nd edition or 3rd edition, just at a glance,
Does it
based
look
on
like-
these tables here. I don't see anything about Thakos. This is probably 3rd edition.
One thing that's pretty good too. Well, you guys have played probably Vampire and
Yeah, I played Vampire the Masquerade for a
Masquerade,
bit.
yeah.
World of Darkness is a pretty interesting system.
Mhm.
Werewolves
Have
are kind of
anybody-
weird with their whole like thing with the weird like worm creatures.
Yeah, there's some weird builds too, and like the Egyptian dogs and all that.
Have any of you guys ever tried Paranoia?
Nah.
No.
It's kind of hilarious.
Mage was actually I tried Mage and that was fun. Part of the Masquerade.
Has anyone here tried Shadowrun?
Only the video
Yeah.
games.
No. That's really hold on.
Yeah, it's 80s.
Well, I played the Cyberpunk, like the tabletop, like the D&D type game. And
But
that
did
was
you
like-
ever play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles role-playing game?
No, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It had a really
Wait, what-
awesome character creation where you'd like mutate yourself into whatever animal you wanted to be.
Oh,
Wait.
cool.
What did I miss? I'm back.
You missed a whole lot of technical difficulties as the Steam server and or tabletop server have failed repeatedly.
Wait, so nothing's happened since I was gone?
We haven't
Not really.
accomplished a
Technical
thing.
issues.
We've talked about I'm trying to hold a possible session over the weekend. Either Saturday or Sunday is fine with me.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Well, that would be
And
fun.
I'm very open to homebrew as long as it's not bullshit. Or what was it?
I'm gonna beat Goku. My Ultra Instinct's gonna be unbeatable. So I hope you're ready, because I'm gonna use the Kaioken technique, and I'm gonna throw spirit bombs at all of the goblins.
No, Ninja. No. Anyways, what was that kobold called?
Have you seen that
Dang
one? There
it.
actually is a Dragon Ball Z class. It's pretty
Was it-
awesome.
Spurt, the
I
one that
think there is a
explodes.
Dragon
No. The broken kobold, wasn't it like Pen or something?
I don't know.
What, like the species, like the race?
No. This was an actual character that DMs warn against.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, DMs are warned of. Give me 1 second and I'll figure it out.
Promotion.
Like as an enemy
get a
or as a
promotion.
character base?
Oh, and
You get a
character based.
promotion.
Well, I'm playing in that other game, the Barker's game. The Yanti Pure Blood, and those are That race is so freaking powerful.
That's what Diamond is in this game.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is it Kobold?
Yanti in this?
Yuan-Ti. Yeah. That's like the snake
No,
people,
no.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about? Do they have all the same abilities and same attributes in the Dark Sun world?
I think so, yeah.
Like immune to poison and what is it? Resistance to magical abilities and all that.
It's been a while since I looked at it.
And
Not
then
sure.
you get what is it? Charisma and intelligence boost. Something like that.
It made sense for Dark Sun. It's like a planet that would have a bunch of reptilian-type creatures living on it. The Yuan-Ti are in the list of monsters. Like the Wandering Monster Tables does include a variety of like
Found it.
Yuan-Ti-type creatures.
Lizard people and shit like that. Would
Like
be cool.
specifically the Yuan-Ti though, like the half snake with the
Whoa,
human
you
upper
get-
body.
For me.
I didn't know
But
that.
anyway, Pun Pun. Pun Pun is the character that all DMs keep a watch.
What is? Wait, why is Pun Pun? What is? Who was that?
Pun Pun was a 3.5 character that was. It's an understatement even to call Pun Pun OP.
What could he do?
Let's see.
Everything.
Pretty much.
He constantly
Let's
warped
see.
reality.
Pun Pun build. So.
Endurance.
1 level in Divine Minion, 1 level in Wizard, with Endurance and Alertness as feats. Master of Many Forms 1, Master of Many Forms 2, Master of Many Forms 3. So basically, Pun Pun is a demigod.
It's like if you try to make one of these underworld dwarf character,
A Dwarger.
they are so powerful. Like
They get mind
the basic
powers.
stuff.
Yeah.
Trust me,
They come with a magical item, which is generally actually pretty strong.
trust me. Pun Pun makes a Tarask look like a kitten.
How many hit points?
Let's see. At max HP, if we were to take into account, so wait, is that 1/4? Yeah, so 1/4 D8 at max level, which is in 3.5. What's the max level, Ninja?
40, I think, probably. But
40?
they do give you a progression where they say like every so many like millions of XP you gain another level beyond that if you really wanted to progress on to like 50 and 60.
Max level 40. Jeez.
So
Okay, so
the
we
way it
take-
worked is there's like 20 levels in a regular class, and then there's 10 levels per prestige class, and you can go into epic levels, which progressed all the way up to level 40. So level 20 to 40 is the epic levels, and you could take 2 prestige classes. So you'd have like 1 maxed out main class, 2 awesome prestige classes stacked on top of it, and you'd be like a level 40 demigod.
And the epic feats
Epic
that you could
feats.
start.
Don't you
And
have
then
like
you could
8
start
attacks
picking up.
by that level too? It's bonkers.
I have plus 20 to my base attack roll.
What, in 3.5 or?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.5 got ridiculous.
They had
at
an
a certain
entire
point.
book just for the epic levels.
Dude, like 3.5 would take literally 3 hours to create a character
Yeah.
because you had so much to look into, and if you haven't created that many characters, so you just had to read the books. Like there's
Right.
no choice.
It's
no
the
way around it.
analysis paralysis because you just have too many choices to pick from.
Yeah.
Right. So I remember why Pun Pun is kind of a banned character. It's because Pun Pun can make any of his ability scores go infinite.
Correct.
What?
Kobold, the
How does that-
Pun the Kobold.
Broken.
There's this weird creature that he can. Was it the Kobold Druid combo with animal form or something like that? Isn't it?
Unsure, but you're probably reading up on stuff that I have not seen, so
Yeah. There's
What kind of rule?
it's this. There's this one beast that lets you go and change swap abilities with another reptilian, or no, draconian type of creature, which a kobold is, and they make kobold a playable race.
Doesn't that count?
So what you do,
Dragons?
what's that?
They're from the
Dragons are in
dragon
that?
family.
In that dragon family, right?
Yeah, all draconian type of thing. So anything that's basically descended from a dragon.
So you're a kobold that can take the powers of a dragon? Is that? Am I hearing that right?
No, so you turn into this beast, and you get to go and swap your abilities. God, I forget what it is, but there's a beast basically that has an ability that lets you go and swap stats with another.
Right, and
Sure.
Pun Pun uses manipulate form on their familiar to up
Right.
their stat, and then they draw that stat to themselves
Right,
multiple
and then
times.
and then they go
going
and they
infinite.
give their ability from their shapeshift into that beast to their familiar, and then they have their familiar cast it back on them. And the thing is that it becomes your new stat. It doesn't become a boost to your stat. It becomes your new stat. So let's say you give plus 10 strength to your familiar. Well, their strength, if it was 2 to start with, is now 12, but 10 of that is a boost, which means that you can't stack boosts on top of each other. Just the highest boost carries out. But if you then take that 12 strength and use that one creature's ability to make it become your strength, well, now your strength is 12 flat without any boost. Then if your familiar casts enhanced ability on you to increase it by 10, now it's 22, and then it adopts your 22 strength. That's its base strength. And you just keep doing that back and forth for every stat.
Huh.
You're
3.5
basically
sounds
laddering
good.
you're just laddering your stats up to infinity.
And this was allowed?
Good luck
No.
finding a
Uh,
DM
rules-
that would allow it.
Yeah,
It's rules as written, not rules as intended.
That's
But
like
that's the
that,
problem is you get.
that's cantrip that does over 1 million damage. Things like that are so broken that DMs usually will say, no, you can't
A
really do that.
cantrip that does. There's no way that existed.
Yeah, it
There's also the mind experiment of the peasant railgun.
yes.
okay, we're getting way off topic
Yeah.
here.
Are you guys in the game? Like it's working for me now.
The peasant railgun basically is that it's a free action to go and hand somebody an object that weighs less than 5 pounds. So you line up 1,000 peasants, and they each use their free action to go and pass the rock to the next one. So that all happens in less than 6 seconds. And there's 1,000 of them. So by the time it gets to the last one, it's going like 1,000 miles an hour.
Oh my god. That makes no sense.
It doesn't. Because they're conflating real physics with
Anyway,
game physics.
again, getting off topic.
That's why
The
there's a
peasant rail.
that's why there's a D&D, 4 and 5, and 5e, because there's a lot of these rules I don't think they've understood the impact.
Like you're
They
not supposed to
cleaned up a
factor the
bunch of
physics
stuff.
of it into the action economy of a
Yeah.
tabletop game.
Don't think about the logic. Just go.
It's called abstraction. It's not real.
Yeah, it's like becoming a
Ignore the
giant
logic
dinosaur,
and only go with what. Logic? Who needs that? It's just D&D.
All right.
It's just that 3.5 got so complex that you couldn't help but find little areas to munchkin if you wanted to.
Mhm.
So guys, I think we can actually play
Yes.
D&D. It seems like the server is stable for now.
Nice.
Yes, it is.
So
So you're explaining that we got loot.
there is loot to get. But you guys just finished an epic battle. So you started the battle strong. They came at you. They had a bunch of ranged attackers. You lost a bunch of troops initially, but then your flanking forces came in and really destroyed what was here. But that wasn't the full Uruk army. You were just defeating a bunch of scouts. And you did get a fair amount of treasure here, but gathering it all is going to take time. So,
Are there any kinks that survived the Kank Rider massacre? Like only the riders died and not the Kanks.
you could try to get a kank. That's fine. If you want to try to get a kank. I thought you already did get one, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it.
Somebody got a kank. Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
I'm
try to
milking
get
my-
one as well.
I'm milking my tank right now.
Well, I mean, it's better
That's
to
not
use
so
the
well.
enemy's resources on them. If there are kanks that we can mount up our soldiers on, I mean, we already got like how many lances?
Well, my kink is quite damaged. You know, like they took a beating through the fight.
Oh yeah, they'd
So
be in
I
bad
can-
shape.
I mean, between me and Long,
You're
able
cutting
to
there,
get
Bruce.
the kanks into fighting condition.
So it
I
sounds
don't-
like you want to
I
grab
don't-
all the loot, and if you're doing that, that's gonna take up time. So this is sort of a tactical decision right now, because you defeated the scouts, and so you sort of have the option of like just immediately going on the offensive right now and sending your troops to attack the full Auric army, or you could stay here and try to like dig in and reinforce by collecting loot and improving the equipment of your army. That's like the alternative option.
We have a pretty good position because we're right on the top of a sand dune, the largest sand dune in the Dune Bowl. So
Can
mean,
we
we-
see? Can we see them though?
we can see for miles from the top of the hill.
So what kind of like motion are they taking on their side, Ninja? Can you describe kind of what they're like, what we can see maybe?
From the
Wait, how
top
is
of the
it-
bowl, from the top of the tall sand dune, the horseshoe-shaped sand dune. If you go to the top of it and look out over the sand, in the distance you can see the big cloud rising behind the full Auric army as it comes on. There's a smaller cloud headed towards the Auric army. There are some of the scouts going to report that they've met with this army and to tell about like the numbers maybe. So
Can we kill him?
they're getting away currently. They're on kanks and they're moving pretty quick. No,
How fast can an arrow move?
no. They were further away than that. Like I'm talking miles. So
But meanwhile, like if we have like the melee troops here that we're trying to put back on their feet, and maybe have them like just quickly collect like weapons that are better than what they have. Could we ask our archers to create a line to shoot on anything that reaches a certain point, giving us kind of a chance and maybe hurting a lot of them?
it'll probably be a while before the Auric army gets here.
Yeah,
What
we
happened
might.
with those mechanic or what are they called? The not really combatant type guys, the techie guys.
Engineers.
Where are they? Yeah, the engineers. Are they? Can they build siege weapons out here? Do we have materials for that?
Did
They
did
brought
we
some
bring
supplies with them. They could set up something.
Weren't they tinkering on some sort of ballista or something in the back? We had put them to work doing that a while ago. I don't recall.
Well, we
Mm.
should. If not, like if nothing is going on, we should probably get ready.
We were
What-
questioning about that. We were just wondering like if they could actually build that because somebody suggested that they use like wood from the crates and barrels or whatever that we're
That was
using
me.
that were for food. And I was just like, well, is that really enough materials to actually build a ballista? I don't think so. Like they probably need other materials besides just that.
Well, they also bought, their own materials as well, so I'm pretty sure they could craft some rudimentary siege weapons.
They
Check it
might have
out.
had siege weapons.
There's
to
this thing
build
called a
for-
sky hammer. And they brought some of these, right? So they can set up these sky hammers, and a sky hammer is this crazy apparatus where it's this like really long pole with a big weight at the end, and they stab it down in the ground, and then the operator starts like swinging it back and forth until it has this big whipping motion. So it's like whipping this giant pole with a weight on the end of it back and forth, and it just slams the enemy for a D10 bludgeoning damage, +2. It's got
So that's
+1 to
like a
hit
f-
and +2 to damage, but they're real
like
big and
a-
heavy.
It's like a front of line type of thing.
Right. Ninja, what time of day are we at right now?
Mm, let's see. You had been traveling to get to the bowl. The camp marker is right here. So you were going to set up camp here. I'd say it's probably getting on towards dark now.
Okay, and you said that the Uruk army were still miles away, but are still headed this direction.
Yeah, if you look off in the distance, the multiple suns are setting on the horizon, and so the sky is like all orange. But you can see the cloud of the enemy army in the distance. But when the sun's finally like go down, you're not going to be able to see that anymore. So it'll sort of hide their movements a little bit, but you know the direction they're coming from and generally how fast they're moving. They're not going to get here right away, but probably within a matter of time.
You're not gonna attack
Right.
during the nighttime,
They might.
except for like ambushes and stuff like
You
that.
don't
but-
know. They might. Nighttime ambushes are not uncommon.
I'm thinking of putting Operation Plague Rat into effect here. I'm going to need, well, of course the party can't split up, so all of you are going to need to come with me, but you only need to come so far as like the very edge of the army's perception, because if they set up camp, it'll be a great opportunity for me to set my rats loose.
Does it have to be a full team for that? If we're gonna have a long battle, like if we have a chance to have a rest, it'll be
Well,
good to like
see, that
recharge some spells.
that's the thing. There's a very fine line of what we could do here tactical wise. Yes, we could rest and regain our spells and such, or we could ruin the supplies of the army.
Sabotage.
A hungry army cannot march forever.
If we have to fight, it's probably gonna take. I'm probably gonna end up with not much I can do for the next day big battle.
You burn through your resources, huh? If they attack in the night, you'll be in a bad spot.
Well, that's okay. It's just like I'm conserving it. It's just I don't want to end up with nothing. Well,
Yeah.
I'll have cantrips, but
These are all tactical decisions. The enemy army's coming, and you have no idea what they'll do. Will they camp for the night? Will they attack with an ambush? Do they have magic users?
Find out in the next episode of Dragon Balls.
Actually, I have a better idea. So you guys want to rest and everything, right? Frenza, you have a friend who can actually help.
Mm,
Chichkrarin,
What about him?
Oh, no, that's
he could camouflage himself, get close to the enemy army, and let the rats loose, and then make his way back while we all rest up.
Are you sure he's not going to eat them on the way? He's just carrying an
Or-
armload of delicious snacks.
we could spread all these corpses of dead enemies that we killed and set them on fire overnight and make it
No.
difficult for any ambushes. or
Don't
something.
set them on fire. Instead, keep them rotting.
That was so in character.
No.
What's
No.
that?
I say we let the candlesticks, burn.
Let's not gloss over that good RP there. He is a fire cleric. That was on the money.
I wholly agree with the burning the bodies thing. I'm not gonna lie.
I need to, we'll make the ground first.
He probably
higher
gets a
around here.
bonus by he would probably get a bonus to like spells for like sacrificing all these corpses to his.
Yeah, the Lord of the
Element
Fire would be
deity.
quite happy.
I think
I
so.
want chaos. I want chaos. Yeah.
Well,
What's this
no,
dragon dude doing over here?
That's Traxxas
no,
in his starry form.
that's a character I was working on.
Not sure
that
if
Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong dragon.
charcoal
You mean this one?
or ashes would make sand fertile.
I need lighting on it. It's too
I
dark.
mean,
I find.
here's the thing. If we save the bodies now to use against the enemies later, there's going to be even more bodies that you can burn to make more soil fertile to be able to be used as farmland.
What do you plan on doing with these bodies?
Well, to be honest, rotting in the middle of the desert where there's some crazy dangerous creatures that are starving for food might not be the best idea because that will attract all sorts of vermins at our camp.
It's not
Yes.
like we have trebuchets to launch the corpses back at them.
That's what I was thinking.
Like
Plague
we don't have that.
tactics.
We,
Yeah,
we
we-
don't
we-
we don't have that.
We have
right now.
engineers who can
Like,
make one.
not that
They-
quickly.
they
It takes
make- they make
days to
copper
make
sky
a good
hammers.
trebuchet.
So these things work as sort of a front line. Like when the enemy comes charging in, you have a bunch of these ready to like snap out and slap them in the head as a like first strike before they hit your front lines.
Well, you said that that they're a pole with a heavy object on the end, right?
They have extreme reach. They can hit it like 20 feet.
Right. So you could technically like have something on there and kind of use it as a trebuchet.
Nah, not exactly. Like I said, it's got a whipping motion. It whips back and forth in a 20-foot arc.
Imagine like a big old bamboo pole with a rock
Yeah.
on the end.
Yeah.
That's a really good like defensive and keep some range behind it, you know, to protect range and hit some of the charging enemies. But it's not going to give us that much range. It's just going to maybe give us a little bit of defense for some time.
I know this is going to sound stupid.
Okay.
Could we deconstruct the Giga Wagon to make kind of a
What?
It's not a transformer.
No, I realize that, but here's what I'm thinking. So basically turn the Giga Wagon into a fortress by busting out holes in the side for more archers to be able to fire through. Have battlements where people can kind of toss things down on the enemy, arrows, spears, javelins, just anything, because
Is there like this structure that we have, like that big cart, is it a flat roof? Because if there's like a balcony, like you're saying, like you could have just a line even higher at the top.
Wait, how many feet long and wide is it?
It's really big, but the people on the Gigawagon are going to absolutely refuse to let you take any part of the wagon apart. They'll tell you that the wagon is necessary for the survival of this entire army, and it carries all of their water and supplies, and we'd never get through the desert without it, so we really can't deal without it.
I'm not saying like completely tear it apart. Just remove the wheels and for like a little bit, and then just kind of fortify it
No,
with anything and everything.
not gonna work.
You have a
Unfortunate.
big problem putting the wheels back on it.
Unfortunately, without wheels, the Gigawagon's broken.
But if can the Gigawagon be sideways so the archers can actually shoot? We don't want to have the Michelots in front. You know what I mean?
You guys are in command. You can put the archers wherever you want to put the archers.
So could we ask for the cart to be sideways behind us? That way, the archers can actually use the cart to protect themselves and shoot from the trap holes, I guess.
That's exactly what they were doing in the previous battle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just like the way the cart is parked there.
Well, again, abstraction. This is just a sort of impression of what it might look like. But you sort of have to imagine that, like I said, the army is actually spread out and moving around. Due to the terrain, it's not always going to be in exactly the right position. The cart could be moving around. It's not locked onto this directional thing here. It can be any direction you want.
Well, what I suggest is I can stay overnight and protect the camp with the troops. We can have like a rotation and people resting. I can set my bonfires of corpse and make my offering to the god of light, and regen some of my spells at the same time. But
Right.
you guys could have a more sneaky group. Discretion is going to be like super important, like stealth.
So Krios's vote is to fortify and get spells back and recover. So healing, get better equipment, loot, get spells, all that.
But we can split,
You
Like
can split up, yeah. Traxxas
I
could go
could-
off on his own.
I can stay behind. If anybody needs some heals and stuff like that, I can help with that.
Who's our arcane user again? I keep forgetting.
It's your boy.
Yorkus.
Okay, see.
Or Soul, I mean.
So
Okay, so Soul, you have an invisibility spell, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna need you.
Wait. No, I do not. But I have this guy's self.
You also have
I
a
took
couple
this
of
back.
suspicious townsfolk looking at you. I'm not sure I
Don't worry,
trust that
don't worry.
fella.
The second they take a nap, they won't be looking at me anymore, okay?
Nobody's sleeping tonight. There's an enemy army right over there in the darkness that wants to slit our throats.
On the march back, okay?
And they said that with mixed definition.
Will this guy
Regardless.
self work or
You said that you have teleport?
no?
Okay.
Teleport.
I know that you said that you have disguise self. Yes. What else do you have?
I have Vicious Mockery, Minor Illusion, Unseen Servant, Healing Word, Sleep, Dissonant Whispers, and Mirror Image.
Okay.
Mirror image can become useful for stuff like that.
And I don't want to be burnt at the stake, okay?
No. I realize that. That's why I'm going to be taking you with me away from the army. It's
But there's also some bad news. I only have one level 2 spell slot left out of my entire spell list.
what are your level 2 spells?
Mirror Image.
I think you should defile a little bit, huh?
What?
No.
No.
That's a way to reach
No.
your magical spells, you know?
Yeah, just imagine
you're
you're like,
not
guys,
wrong.
you're like, guys, I really have to take a shit. Just hang on, and you run off into the bushes, and then you're like, and then all of the bushes for like 30 feet die.
And then, oh man, it's not like he defiled. He just has really stinky shit. You
You
know?
come back and you're like, "Ooh, don't go over there. It smells really bad."
If mirror image is the only level 2 spell that you have, we'll be fine. I just need minor illusion.
Oh, the cantrip. All right.
Yes. So minor illusion will help, I think. But the main thing is I want to do Operation Plague Rat.
So what you're telling me is, wait, what's the likelihood of me dying on this operation?
Very.
How fast can you run?
30 feet. And I don't have expeditious retreat.
Then about the same chances as me.
So why? Wait,
But also,
okay.
if you go on the night raid, you won't be able to rest right now. You won't be able to get your spells back in case there's a.
There's a battle, I probably won't want to cast spells. I almost died doing it this time, and I know 3 other people are going to die tonight this time.
Right? But this gives you an opportunity to use your spells without having to worry about, I know you can't see it, but my head is, doing the thing.
Playing
Ah,
a sorcerer in this, you almost have to do multi-class now.
I already am multi-classing. I picked fighter, so I don't come off as suspicious, and I only can cast spells.
No, that's good.
Well, I mean, maybe if not Soul, I could take Vrensa. Would you be up for it?
Hmm.
I have the engineer start setting up as many skyhemp.
Just think, if
So-
things go
so
badly,
back
you could just pretend to be an Urukite.
Are they that dumb?
Well, he is an Urukite, so it wouldn't be hard.
And you can do disguise self as well. You could pass for one of
Oh
the
yeah,
guys that
wait,
was
can I
killed.
cast Disguise Self as a 2nd level spell?
Yeah, you have like uniforms of the enemies right now, like everywhere on these courts. So
Hey,
you
yo,
could-
but they asked me, who do you serve? Is it Hamanu, right? That's the guy?
Mhm. Yep.
Alright, yeah. Alright, I gotta practice my lines. So we're going to sneak into the enemy camp tonight?
Well, if they do camp, that'll be great because then I can send my rats in and ruin their rations.
Okay,
Right.
cool.
I'm
But
in.
who will I disguise myself as?
So I just healed you for 11 health. Okay.
You could disguise yourself as a Kank rider. Just take a look at take a look at one of the bodies that we've killed and just
Kank Rider would need a Kank to ride. You want to lend him that wounded Kank that he had?
yeah, it'll sell the story even more.
And if anything goes wrong, we can just sprint away on insect bat. This sounds interesting and fun. I'm down for Mission Impossible. Let's go.
I healed you for max, so
Oh, I'm at max HP.
yeah.
That reminds me, I need to take a look at my own spells because I believe I have 2 free uses of Guiding Bolt before it actually starts taking up spell slots.
Don't you and James have pass without a trace?
I do not have Pass Without a Trace.
I
Long does.
Long. Is it a spell or is it like a ritual?
But Vrensa,
it's a spell and I cannot cast it as a ritual. Also, I'm out of level spell slot, so I cannot cast it today.
Damn it!
and Vrensa, aren't you a ranger? Don't you also have the ability to cast Pass Without a Trace?
If I knew it.
Dang, and Morg trying to teach you would take way too long.
No, I would need to. I mean, a little bit, out of character. I can only swap my spells out at level up,
True.
so I can't. Rangers are kind of like bards in that we have a very limited spell list and spell slots compared to full casters.
Well, yeah.
Or I should say, not like, well, closer to paladins, I guess. They're not bards. Bards even have way more spells.
Yeah. So are we still doing it? Are we still going Mission Impossible?
Yes, Mission Impossible. But first, we have to get past the first hurdle, finding a place to, cast the Sky Self without getting seen.
Well, we can say that we're going on a advanced scouting mission to see what the forces are like, and if they make camp, attempt to sabotage.
Okay, but how are you going to get through?
How am I going to get through what?
Hey, am I the only one going in?
No, nobody's going in. I'm
Alright.
sending in the rats.
Hold on.
Ah,
I thought somebody was gonna wear the disguise, so I have like a Kank Rider disguise figurine here.
Oh,
Yeah,
Vrensa,
You probably
Vrensa would be
should
able
anyways.
to.
You probably should take some of that, like in case you have to infiltrate them to save
Yeah.
your life.
I said you could
all right,
find.
can I put on?
I said you could find another Kank, so we could do 2 disguised people if you want to do one for you as well.
Can I put on the Urukite armor and get a good look at one of their faces, and then find some place to, cast the Sky Self?
Do you have enough spell slots to cast it twice or just once?
I think I already cast. Yeah, I can only cast it once.
How long does it last?
How long does the Sky Self last? That's a good question.
Well, you could just put on the uniform and do a regular disguise check for a second disguise if you wanted.
Yeah, I won't be able to pass without like a very well disguised self.
Is it because you're a snake person?
Yes.
Okay.
Just wearing the uniform and running a Kank will hold up at a distance, but they could identify you by your voice if they hear you talk.
Does the Sky Self change my voice as well?
No.
Ooh.
Rensa has
about
an
minor illusion?
idea. Rensa has an idea. So, as an Urkite and fairly sneaky, Rensa has an idea. When we get, obviously you release the rats when we get close enough to the camp. You guys are going to try to stay out of the camp as much as possible, right?
Well, that
Which
was
is
the
bad.
idea.
Right. Rensa's thinking she holds up 3 vials. It's like, I've got some poison here. Maybe I can sneak in and spike their water supply. It won't be all of the water supply, but enough to perhaps really put a damper in their day. So I've got 2 vials of that paralyzing bookworm poison, and then
Yeah,
I've
the
got 1
silkworm.
vial of that really nasty opioid poison. It's basically liquid shit, like botulism or something super nasty like that.
Would it be possible to milk my snake for its venom?
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it'd be potent enough for what we're trying to do. I don't even know
Venom's
the stuff
not
I have.
toxic. It's not poison.
I don't even know if the stuff I have is potent enough when you dilute it in water to really do much of anything. But it's worth a shot.
It is worth a shot, I agree.
Wait, can I use
And as
minor
an
illusion?
Urkite,
to
I
change-
can probably blend in if I get caught.
Will minor illusion work to change my voice?
Maybe. You can do sound or visual, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Not
The
both.
main thing that we would have to worry about would be the psionicysts in the army. There's bound to be a few.
What if we get spotted and
why-
they take me in for questioning?
Well, that's why Brent's thinking the only person that should actually go anywhere near into the camp would be herself.
Okay, what you
Exactly.
could do is you could have Varenza say a line, and then you could use the minor illusion spell to reproduce that line in Varenza's voice so that it would sound like an Urukite said it.
And
Or
Urquhart
can I
would-
have a Pacific accent, right?
Yeah, you're going for a
Yeah.
specific accent.
Any specific lines that are like "Glory to Hamanu" or something like that?
Ah, yeah, suck up.
Hello and well met.
It would just have to be something that you've heard somebody say, and then you use the spell to reproduce it.
Ask our buddy here that is from Urquhart and like that area. He might be able to help.
I
you
don't
with the
know.
lingo
I mean,
and
as a player, I just don't know what would be a normal saying for an Urukite.
It's a schematic immaterial spell. Would it be able to be noticeable if I was casting minor illusion?
If you're within eyesight of somebody, yes.
The somatic part would give it away, yeah. You could do a sleight of hand check to hide it, though.
How about, listen, you're away from camp, right?
Mhm.
If somebody questions why you're out there, you could say, for example, you hold your stomach and you say, man, those rations really did a number on me. And that gives you excuses to like why you're way the hell out of camp.
Hey, Sia,
Because
what's
of
your
the rat.
DC on
Not
your
the-
spell?
My spell DC?
Yeah.
13.
So use Disguise Self on yourself, DC 13 for anybody to figure you out, and for Traxxas, I need a Disguise check.
I'm not going into the camp though.
All right.
I don't think Soul is either. I think the disguise.
I'm not going. I'm just releasing the rats, right?
Yeah,
Right?
it's just Varenza, and we'll definitely have to.
You guys are just getting close, but not.
Unfortunately, we'll have to stuff the rats into your clothes.
Wait, what now?
we're not going to be in any sort of danger, right?
Is this a Ratatouille movie?
You gotta be
No,
this.
no. Rensa has no problem with this. She's like petting the rats.
Wait, we're thinking about the
Beastmaster,
good
remember?
possibilities, but what if we do get caught? Is there a way out?
That's
Yeah.
why the disguise.
Killing
you're
ourselves.
good.
So the way, if
Right.
we get caught, the first thing we're doing is killing ourselves?
I mean, it's what I would do. We'd have an entire army upon us on Kanks within a matter of moments.
What about Daggermaw?
Well-
Is Daggermaw with you?
Daggermaw is not gonna go into the camp with me because her sneak is not as good as Brensa's.
Yeah, she could be on
Uh,
guard for
she
Soul
can
and
be on-
I.
Right, and I'm gonna tell her exactly that. Like when you guys kind of stop outside of camp, I'm gonna tell her to guard you guys, and and listen to your instructions. So because she understands common, so if you tell her book it, she'll come along with you. She won't like do some sort of crazy last stand nonsense.
Let's take a moment. Let some other. We've been taking up a lot of time. Let's let some other people say some stuff.
I just
I'm
want to
going
say I
have
think
a-
I think it was funny that this started out as like one person's plan to ambush the army. It turned into, instead of me doing it, why don't you go by yourself and do it?
Pretty much.
Rats and you gotta
Like,
drop them.
Yeah. The plan was that I would do it. But, see, listen.
And now Vrensa is wearing a rat coat.
Funny part is, Dom, you're not the only one who had this idea. I thought about sneaking into the camp that night and slitting their throats if they took the rest.
You're just going to be riding in there covered in rats saying, I talked myself into this.
I mean, as a Beastmaster, Vrensa could think of way worse things to do than be covered in rats. I mean, they're animals. They're fluffy.
Wait, how many rats are covered in rats? Like how many?
8.
8 rats?
It's really not that much. It's like 2 in my sleeves, 2 in my pants, in each leg. Not that bad.
What about the other 4?
What's up with the snake? Are you
like
sending
2
Vin
in
in?
each sleeve.
No, Vin will be staying with me.
All right.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know enough about the sand snake, sand viper poison. I just don't think it's potent enough for what I'm trying to do.
Right. It would be better used on covering a weapon and covering on a slashing weapon and using it on a person rather than trying
So-
to
Because
strike.
it doesn't actually do the poison effect. I think it just does straight damage, right?
Unsure. I mean, the DM knows what
Hey,
these
who's
sand
taking the-
snakes are capable of.
Yeah,
Don't take
it,
out
it was
the
just
small
damage.
circles.
Mhm.
Huh?
Anyways,
The, sm-
I'm going to take a break while all of you converse.
the small circles are like the bonfires surrounding our camps.
No, you need something
No?
else.
What are those?
What do you mean bonfires surrounding your camp?
Yeah, the corpse that we're burning.
The
on
funeral
fire.
pyres. Funeral pyres.
Are we burning the corpses literally? Because I would be totally down.
Yeah, like that way
Yeah.
we can at least see the enemy come from far overnight.
But wouldn't it be
Prius
like
is
the
having
giant red
some sort
flag
of
to where we are?
religious ceremony.
Yeah.
And wouldn't the smoke cloud our vision and let the enemies know exactly where we are?
But they already know where we are. If you look at it from space, it looks like the god of flames.
It's so crazy, it just might work.
And I'll pray for a giant meteor to fall on their camp.
How hard do you have to pray to cause a cataclysmic event? Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, do you want to dig up those old worship miracle rolls? See if he can get enough points to get some sort of divine intervention there, Ninja?
Yeah. Hey, this is a pretty big offering.
Roll your religion check.
Me?
Yeah, he's got a whole table of modifiers.
Do
Roll a
you
religion
also
check. He's-
do you also worship the great god Imhotep?
No, there's only one god, the god of flames.
God of
What's his
light.
name? What's his
The
name?
night
Come
is
on.
full of dark and terrors.
Oh no! Wait, come on, Chris. What's his name? What's
I
his
don't know.
name?
It's a fire element.
His name is Fireman.
let's
Give
see
me a
the
second. I'm
scroll.
getting some lag.
Oh, no worries.
I can't change
might get-
the number on my card for some reason. Oh, no, it's happening. Oh, I roll really low. Forget about it.
Oh, 7.
So bad. I
All
rolled a
right.
3.
Well, maybe you have enough mods to get something cool. I mean, you have an audience in the hundreds. You sacrificed a bunch of corpses. Those are all really, big mods. Who knows?
It's up to Ninja.
It is. But
All right.
yeah, that was an impressive
7
roll.
plus. All right. So, do you spend an entire hour performing your burning ritual? Chris,
These are questions for you.
Was that?
do you spend an entire hour doing the ritual?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, moving all these corpses and all that is going to be time consuming.
Okay.
The
You
entire
don't have
time
an
he's just
altar or shrine to your deity.
The entire time he's just chanting, "Dirty man."
I am not one of those shrine.
Do you have a
guards,
second level spell slot?
Yes.
Do you want to spend it to consecrate the area?
I could even spend a third level spell. But
Not necessary. It's only going to give you a
Yeah.
+1.
I'll do a second spell.
All right.
I can make a sacrifice of blood too.
Uh.
I know the filer.
Okay, so this is a second level cleric spell. It blesses the area with holy power. It has an effect on undead and water creatures. Gives them a -1 to attack and damage and saves. They can't be created or summoned within the consecrated area. It's like a 20-foot radius emanating from wherever you're at.
Oh, cool.
It would be better if there was an altar or shrine here. It has some other powers, but don't worry about that. So that gets us to 9. And then, let's see.
Did I motivated the crowd? Did they believe in my god and my my giving to the gods?
There's no other fire priests here, so that doesn't help you out. It is public, so that gets you to 10. It's in front of a whole lot of people, so that gets you to 12. Let's see. Were they tortured for a day prior to their death? No.
Well, to a battle, but
Were they injured prior to death? Yes. So that'll get you to 13. Counter-aligned? No, unfortunately. Wicked or pure? No. Sentient creature? Yes. That'll get you to 14. Mighty creature, no. Boss creature, no. Ancestor, no. Sacrifices a cleric, no. Sacrifices race or character type hated, no. Were they deceived into it? No. Were they willing? No.
Was there any elves in there?
No. It was halflings and humans.
Darn.
All right, that got us to 14, so that's not very good. Pick yourself and what is it? 3 friends. It's
Wait.
the bless spell.
What did he roll on the
A 7.
Well, can I give him a bardic inspiration?
Well, it
It's
takes
a little
over an
late.
hour. It's a little late.
Oh, okay.
At the
Oh,
outset, you
Hey.
might have.
I could have given myself guidance.
You bless up to 3 creatures of your choice. So yeah, that can be
Okay.
yourself and others. Take your pick. Choose those 3.
I'm gonna bless the people that were sending a front line for this plague attack. So it's gonna be a lot more useful for them, I think, when they're trying.
Are you talking about the infiltrators, myself, and Soul
Yeah.
and Praxis?
Yeah, for sure. That way, you guys will have a nice, bonus.
Is this like a super long duration bless, or is this like the in combat bless?
The bless will last for as long as these bodies burn.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so all night, pretty much.
Yeah, equivalent to a
That's looking
24-hour
good.
bless. It is pretty good.
Nice.
Nice. That was worth the second level spell slot for like an all day bless.
No kidding. God, that
Wait,
might
did you
actually-
do-
That might.
Did
might-
you do?
Was that?
Did you do all that for a bless spell?
No,
Well,
I did that like for my god, but yeah, I guess.
Also, he's not concentrating on it. The Lord of Fire is concentrating on it, so he doesn't. He doesn't
Yeah,
get limited. He can still cast other concentration.
yeah, a free 24-hour bless spell on 3 targets is it's pretty good. It's not the best
Yeah.
you could get, but it's pretty good.
It might
Isn't it
last.
the worst?
It might last the duration of the
The night mission, at least.
Yeah, the night or even the fight. I guess I have the bless little things to drop on your head.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
You'll want to
have some.
each one of you guys that are blessed use one of these and drop it on your character.
Why is there a thing that's called Brentsa in disguise?
Well, I thought the plan was you were going to take a kank, you were going to put on one of the uniforms and the equipment of one of them so you could approach the army without getting noticed.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I can do that.
You guys kept changing the plans every like 30 seconds on me, so I don't know what the fuck you're actually doing.
So is only Varenza going, or am I still part of the Suicide Squad?
You're still part of the Suicide Squad. You're just not going behind enemy lines.
Okay. Not great, but it's okay.
So who is it exactly? The names.
Brentsa, Soul, Praxis.
Okay, where are you guys?
Oh man, just think about what would happen if we got caught.
I would suggest get yourself captured instead of trying to fight your way through.
Wouldn't suicide be a better option?
I don't know. If they capture you, at least we can potentially save your life. You know what I mean? But that's just me.
How do you add the bless to the actual token?
This thing
Like,
hasn't
yeah, I
been
just, I
injected.
just
You
see
can't.
someone dropping it on the like the model, but I don't see it like.
Oh,
You need one of these
where's
bars.
my regular model?
I don't want to.
Where's my regular model?
I moved it to your area over there.
Oh. We'll just say she's in disguise.
Yeah. But the dog doesn't really need any disguise. Or anything.
Okay, so darkness falls. You head towards the army.
Whew. Okay, here we go.
You're moving up. The rats are swarming around inside your cloak. And it takes a while. It takes roughly an hour to approach the army.
I am in disguise, right?
Are you there too?
Yeah.
All right, have we come to some decisions about what the plan is?
We're discussing that on a walk there.
Did you just come
Yes.
Yes.
It's
I
too
see.
late. They have left.
I made a giant sacrifice of all these corpses, and it gave me a 24 hours bless spell to three people I selected.
Yeah, we got that already.
So we're
Oh, yeah.
confirming the plan on the way to the mission.
I'm just like rolling
The
my eyes
plan-
because the plan's changed so many times.
So the
The
plan
plan
is
is-
we send Varenza and enemy lines.
You
And-
guys are my backup, and Traxxas keeps the rats, in line until it's time for them to go under my cloak and hopefully listen to me as I drop them off near the food supplies.
Okay, really quickly though, does Hamanu not like snake people? Why will Traxxas not blend in?
Because
Just
he's
no
got
snake.
scales on his face.
Because he's
So
not
no
wearing
one
the
there.
uniform of an Urukite.
I mean, I could.
Wait, is it armor? Is it metal?
I mean, one person
Metal is
sneaking
not
in is
that
less likely to
often.
be spot.
It'll
Is
probably
less
be
likely to be
leather or
spotted.
some other hard natural material.
I suggested making some disguise rolls, but nobody seemed keen on it.
Oh, this guy. What would this guy scale in?
It's a
Yep.
tool check. If you're not proficient
You
in the
need a
tool, you
disguise-
just have to
you
make
need
like a charisma check, I guess.
Yes, I'm
Well, you
actually
need a-
proficient in disguise.
Do you have a disguise kit, though?
Well, the kit is what you guys are finding on all these bodies.
Is it? I thought you actually needed the tool. to use
I mean,
the
at a
tool check.
distance, I can definitely be mistaken as an Urukite, but I'm not going anywhere in the camp.
So are we just assuming they don't have eyes for outside the camp?
Probably, but as long as we, keep our distance. Anyways, I'm making my disguise roll since Ninja's so adamant about getting it.
No, it's
So
fine.
just
walk,
roll.
walk right up to a whole army as you are. That's fine.
Wait, so just for the disguise kit, just roll a d20 and then add my disguise kit like proficiency bonus.
Good question. With Traxxas being a Urukite, would it give him maybe an advantage on seeing if they're well disguised or not?
Traxxas is not in Urukite. However, I
Not
do
Traxxas,
have
but, Varenza.
Vrensa is an Urukite. Traxxas
Yeah.
is a wanderer from the very far east, past Uruk.
All right. I'm just going to say it's too late to make any changes now. So you're on your way towards the army. Some of you
Wait, I
don't
cast
want to
this-
go all the way there, so you're gonna hide behind the kank until you get a mile. Until you get
Yep,
close and then
and
try
then
to
Brent's
hide
just
or
gonna-
something.
Yeah, Brenson's going to be doing a stealth check to get in
We're-
behind enemy lines.
We're the backup in case shit goes crazy.
Well, I mean, everybody
Yeah.
has to make a stealth check. You're all gonna get caught immediately. There's hundreds of people looking for an approaching army.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you got? Let's see your numbers.
Roll a stealth check. Okay, God, please. I know I don't talk to you often. But,
It's dark. Not a whole lot of people have night vision.
so advantage.
Well, I'm just saying, for the people looking at you, they might have disadvantage, but it doesn't give you advantage unless you have a special
21.
perk.
21 on my stealth check.
I think the Skulker feat might do that for you.
13, but I already have a plan just in case.
Brenson's
also,
got a
don't we have
21 on
bless?
her stealth.
No, Bless does not last indefinitely.
This one lasts
No.
24 hours.
This one lasts for 24 hours.
Never mind.
I'm not going to use my
Bless does
bless.
not help skill checks. It helps attack rolls and saving throws. That's
Yeah.
I think a 21 is high enough to not use bless, so I'm just going to hold it.
So it's an additional D4 or D6.
D4.
But bless doesn't affect skill rolls.
No, guidance would.
Right. Bless
I do
affects
have guidance,
attack-
so I could cast guidance on all of us as we're making our way there.
Probably
Okay.
the best choice.
Guidance is also a D4 or is it a D6?
No, the bless is when if you attack or if you defend, you roll a d4 to add to your
I
score.
I think Ninja's about to make a decision because we're wasting time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just comparing your numbers against what I rolled. So you approach the army in the dark. All right. So after about an hour of travel down the dune and into the into the desert in the direction where the Urukite army was last seen before the sunset.
We're gonna die.
You start to see like the encampment of the soldiers up ahead. There's huddled forms around bonfires scattered around in the desert here and there, cook fires and whatnot. Although there doesn't seem to be a lot of them as you approach, and so you're actually able to sneak pretty well. Although Diamond, you weren't as silent as the others, so you make some noise on the way there, and it draws a little bit of attention. So, an outer guard post has like a couple soldiers, and they're going to approach, and they're going to question you, and they're going to say, "You there, stop!" And they say it with like the thick Urukite accent, so it's almost hard to understand exactly what they're saying. You there,
Wait, do
stop!
I know sign language?
Prince is gonna go up and say, "Yes, you're
Princess,
just coming back."
Don't. I have a plan.
All right.
Like for a patrol.
You just carry on. You're already stealth. Don't break that stealth.
So it's only you that we're gonna leave behind, and if you die,
All right. Brunson keeps walking. She sees Trexus' hand signal saying, kind of waving her off.
I keep going, and I say, it's your funeral.
All right. The guardman looks at you and is suspicious because you're not dressed like the Urukites. You don't look like an Urukite. Who the hell are you? What are you doing here?
Oh, I am a simple wanderer of the wastes.
You're under arrest. Come with us.
Under arrest? What for?
All right. He gets out a rope and they're gonna encircle you.
I am merely but a wanderer. I would ask that you please just let me wander off.
All right. They're going to start binding your hands. They're going to grapple you and begin like restraining you with the rope.
Can I try to escape the encirclement?
You have the option to resist and try to get away. In that case, it's an attack roll to attempt to grapple you.
I'm going to cast Thunderwave.
Oh, geez.
It's over. Say goodbye.
Aggression.
I'm kidding. I'm not going to do
Say
that. I'm
goodbye
not
to
stupid.
Okay, let me say goodbye to Traxxas. He was a nice character while he left.
Distraction. Yeah. No. You know what? Retcon my decision. I'll go with them. They don't really have anything on me.
All right. So you've been arrested by this couple of guards. They think you're suspicious. They think you're an enemy spy from the other army, which you are, basically.
How
So
good are you at lying?
They're not wrong.
they have a corral of wooden stakes that's have been like stabbed down into the ground, forming like a bit of a little prison corral. And they're going to put you in there, and they're gonna close up the door, so you're like encircled by the wood, and you can't really see out except through like little narrow gaps if you put your face up to it.
It's
And
the safest
so one of the
place in
guards,
battlefield.
so you're tied up, you're in this enclosure, and one of the guards is gonna run to report, while the other guard stays there to guard you with his spear.
Hey, yo,
Okay.
do we have to save? Do we gotta save you, or you still got a plan?
I got a plan.
So you guys just kept walking, but you hear the little bit of a commotion as he's arrested behind you.
Well, Renta's going to try to spot out the supply wagons and head in that direction.
All right. So, like I said, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of people here. You don't see a big wagon anywhere. All you see is these little camps with a few men around each camp. But the campfires are spread out as if to give the impression that there's a huge army here.
Says Renta to herself. It looks like it's a ruse. They're not actually here. Renta's going to concentrate for a minute and see if she can figure out if, how many of these people are within a 5-mile radius. Like, is there a concentration
West of
the
here,
enemy?
there are hundreds of humanoids west of here.
Is that like feel like they're trying to like move to flank the army, so to speak?
They're going somewhere.
but they're going to the west.
They
Okay.
are traveling due west. Yes.
Rensa is going to nonchalantly head back.
All right.
What about the rats? And what
The
about
rats are my
Traxxas?
friends. Traxxas told us to ignore him and move along.
The people here do have some supplies. They're getting their packs out and they're cooking food around their campfires.
Yeah, but there's not like a central depot type of arrangement for this.
Nah, it's sort of
Yeah,
distributed throughout
So there's-
the forces here.
yeah. There's no target. So yeah.
The cooking pot is the target.
So the plan was a failure.
Well, Rensa's gonna circle around and how deep into the camp is this little corral that they've got him in.
It was about 50 feet past the sort of security checkpoint where he got caught.
So there's the one guard immediately there, but there's a whole bunch of people in the general area then.
Well, there's campfires that are nearby. They're spaced out, I don't know, 50 feet apart or so. 100 feet. 50 to 100.
So if something unfortunate were to happen to the guard, somebody.
Yeah, people would come running if there were a lot of noise. If somebody gave an alarm or something.
Oh, if somebody gave an alarm.
It is still pretty dark.
Maybe they
Line of sight isn't real far. If somebody's got a torch, it gives them
May I have a couple
like
of
40
actions?
feet where they can see.
I have one last question, Traxxas, and that's all you. How well lit is this guard?
The guard himself, he has a torch. He's got a spear
Okay,
in one
thank
hand, a
you.
torch
Go
in
ahead,
the other.
Traxxas.
Does anyone know thaumaturgy?
You
Put
gonna
the
try to
torch
get
out?
out of those ropes, Traxxas?
Yep. Vin. I ask Vin to bite through the ropes and release me.
Snakes are not good at chewing through rope, let me tell you.
But
The
rats
rats
are.
are.
Yeah.
He gnaws on the rope to no effect.
You're
Let
very
the rats
yummy
free,
creatures.
Psycho. Let the rats go.
I fill up that room with so many rats that the box just explodes and let you free.
Send in the rats. Yeah, they probably could get in there.
Yeah, that'd be actually a pretty good spot to.
That's up to Vrensa, though. Vrensa's currently concealing the rat brigade. Are you gonna let loose the rats?
Let them loose.
Is it back to me, Traxxas? Or did you
Yeah.
have other stuff you wanted to
Currently, I cannot do anything, it seems.
Well, I said, are you
Okay.
gonna try to get out? Did you roll?
Yeah, it's your roll.
Well, I will as soon as I have the rope bind, because I'm going to do this as quietly as possible.
Well, try to do your action here.
So, yeah, Vrensa's gonna unleash the rats and see and kind of like nudge them in Traxxas's general direction, hoping one of them, kind of goes back to their buddy.
All right, the rats will try to get into the enclosure. So generally, when you're tied up with rope, you have a couple options. You can use strength to try to break the ropes, or you can
gonna
use dexterity to try to wiggle your way out.
Again, not going to happen.
However, it'll definitely not happen if you don't try. So you might want to try one of those two options.
What
I'll use
about the
dexterity
gun?
since I have a single point in it. But
Were you carrying any of the daggers? You have dagger?
no,
Are you able to bless yourself, or to guide yourself to succeed?
I am able to use guidance, yes.
Place you
I
got.
think we might have to initiate plan Save Traxxas.
Does that have a somatic component?
Yeah, a 10. I don't think a 10 is going to release me from my bonds.
Takes a 15.
Ninja,
You could.
how many
you-
stealth checks would I need to succeed to go in there and then get Traxxas out?
Well, there's a guard guarding the only door in, so there's not really a way to sneak in.
You could
Well,
do,
you
You could try
a
to
trick.
climb the wall, but it's probably going to get you noticed.
If only I knew thaumaturgy.
Maybe if there's like a rock or something sharp that you could use to cut the rope.
I don't know. Is there anything else in this cell with me?
There's about to be a rat in the cell with you. It's not quite there yet, though.
What if I use minor illusion to lure the guard away?
That's an option. What do you make an illusion of?
If I get caught too, that's bad. So I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, you're good, Traxxas. You're good. I believe in you.
Okay, eventually the rat gets inside. The rat can help chew on your bonds. That'll give you advantage.
Okay, I'll have the rat chew on my bonds and
Maybe he loosened it up enough that you can break free.
I'm just going to use the first 1d4 roll. Don't bother with the second.
All right.
So Brenson's gonna try to get within about exactly 90 feet or so away from the guard while this is going on.
Sure.
Is that an 18?
Yes, with advantage, that is an 18.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he gets out of those ropes with the help of his rat friends.
All right, then I'm going to ask the rats to distract the guard.
All right. Well, the
Okay.
rats run around and make a bunch of rat noises.
And then I'm going to try and climb out of my captivity. Stealthily, of course, so I'm going to have to roll a
Stealthily.
stealth roll on that.
In a very
Brent
clumsy way.
is keeping. So Ninja, Brenson's keeping an eye. Is kind of readying a couple actions. So she's keeping an eye on the guard.
Yeah.
And as soon as she sees the guard either act distracted or take notice of something going on in the paddock, she's going to do two things. As a bonus action, she's going to cast Hunter's Mark. And then she is going to go and unleash an arrow with the sharpshooter ability.
Okay. So, Diamond, roll it. Stealth.
Yep, rolling it now.
How quietly can you climb up? Ooh, only a 10. So, unfortunately, as you climb up to the top has spikes on it. They're really painful. When you try to climb over it, it does 2 points of damage and causes you to make some noises that brings the attention of the guard. He spins around and he looks up and sees your hands up on the wall. He's going to try to stab at your hand with his spear, but he has a hard time because you are a little bit behind cover. What's your AC?
13.
It's actually 18 with a +5. He misses. However, the spear stabs into the wood right adjacent to your fingers. Do you want to let go?
No.
All right, you still hang on. At that moment, Vrenza, you can do your hex and your arrow.
Yeah. So that's a little spell. So don't have advantage because he's attacking from being hidden.
While the guard is distracted.
Yeah, and then that is +4 to my modifier. Advantage. Come on. No any, no any, no any, no any. Stop. 12.
Wait, that's with
Oh, wait.
advantage?
No, that's with advantage, but I still have bless. So it's a 12 plus. Come on. 3, 15.
15. All right, your arrow goes through his head and he drops.
Nice.
I take it he did not have more than 20 hit points.
You can
Oh.
thank the god of flames for that.
Yes.
A
thank
nearby
God.
guardsman jumps to his feet and then begins to sneeze multiple times, and then he sits back down.
Oh, God. That was mean, did you? I take it the guard did not make a sound.
Besides sneezing.
The sneezing fit covered up the
No.
noise of your bow twang.
Oh, nice. Good thing I put points in the luck.
Those are some bad perception checks on their part.
Indeed.
They didn't hear a thing.
Using my dark vision, I'm definitely going to go in the direction of where it is darkest.
All right. Traxxas heads into the darkness.
And then from
So-
there back towards the... I'm going to... seeing that as I was getting interred into my nice little quaint cell, I gather up my rat friends on me and start heading back to the main army.
Okay.
As does Rensa.
All right. Do you guys
What
want to make
I'll
another
do
stealth check to get away without drawing any attention?
Yes, please.
If I were to make the sound of a blood curdling scream on the other side of the camp, would that give us advantage or lure them away? Or
Probably. A distraction usually helps.
well, can I use minor illusion? Well, wait. Let me read the description of minor illusion to make sure this.
I think it's only
Sorry,
got a
Michael.
30-foot range, so you might not be able to pull it off.
That's the best roll. I have not done amazing. So it's a 17
What is that for?
health for Rensa.
I'm very hesitant to press this button.
Do you get
Oh.
guidance for that, or?
I do have guidance, yes.
So, wait, are we leaving the rats behind? Wasn't the whole point to get them in here?
No,
There's
we're
no
not leaving
army
them.
here.
We're not leaving them behind, but there's nothing here for us to sick the rats on. There's no great amount of supplies.
Oh
I mean,
no,
I could
rolled
I
it
could
wrong.
leave 4 of them for this camp.
Have
And they
them
could
kamikaze into their cook pot.
Kamikaze. Wouldn't that?
I could have 4 of them stay and ruin as many rations as they can find.
Actually, you
I
know,
failed my self check.
you know what an army
Oh, no.
creates a lot of?
Waste?
A lot of crap. There's a lot of people shitting in holes.
That's
If you're
true.
looking for some fucking disease shit, like I just get them to swim a little bit in some of these latrines
Gross.
and go into food of people, you know.
And
Yeah,
you're picking
that's
these
that's
rodents up?
basically
Ew.
Make sure they have the bubonic plague, you know.
4 of the rodents are staying.
Bubonic plague, sorry.
All right,
That
you
way I
send 4
have the
rats
other-
in. All right, rat 1, infiltration mission. He sneaks in without being noticed, and he attacks the backpack, but the backpack's too hard for him to bite through. Rat number 2 sneaks up to the second little encampment, successfully infiltrates, attempts to bite the backpack. Oh, it's a solid hit on the backpack. How much damage does he do?
Probably
Oh,
1d4.
3 damage. He makes a little hole in the backpack and begins eating the rations. The next rat sneaks in, and he finds a water skin, and he gnaws on the water skin, and it leaks. And the 4th rat goes in. Success. And he attacks, and he gets into a backpack and begins to eat. All right, so what's that? 2 groups. They lost food. 1 group lost water. Okay. And eventually they'll come running back to you during the night.
Okay. I
What
guess
about
I'll
the
make
stealth
my
check to get
stealth
away?
roll.
All right.
Do I get any advantages for being in the dark?
On the stealth roll, no. Enemies get penalties on their perception check in the dark.
Well, I got a 5 on mine. Plus 4, that's 9. Can I use guidance? Yeah, guidance. D4.
Yeah, use everything if you got it.
You're supposed to use them before you make the rolls, though.
10.
Usually,
I
yeah.
got a 10. I got a 10 on it. Oh man, guys, I get the new character ready. Ninja.
I think
Well, see,
yeah,
I already rolled and lost, so I'm just letting him burn a spell slot.
that's a oh, never mind.
Is that a cantrip guidance?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Wait, what did you roll?
In the future, roll that first.
Wait, did you
But
roll
I'm-
on that one?
Wait, I'm rolling it with my roll though.
It's used automatically.
All right. So after returning to the army, you guys have learned that the enemy army has mostly left. They left only a token force behind. So, are you going to report this to Rikus?
Of course.
Wait, Ninja, what did you roll on the enemy perception check?
I rolled with disadvantage a 3 and a 4.
Let's go, D&D guy.
Wait, could Lorenzo already tell that before they got that close, though, with his ability?
Tell what?
He didn't
That-
activate his ability until he said it.
Okay. Yeah, to see if the force was not that big.
He could have, but he didn't.
And then until I noticed that the force ahead of us was small, and then I was coming back with the news.
Right. They seem to be heading to the west. Maybe they're deciding to take a shortcut towards the city of Tyr.
Or they're trying to.
Or
attack
maybe
us.
they're trying to flank us.
Yeah.
That is a concern as well. But
Little question on Ninja regarding that. Like animals and stuff like that. Is there any kind of a recon, like maybe birds or something like that, that can be used for surveillance? And
Yeah, have you heard of a familiar?
Yeah,
No, what is such a thing?
actually, like a druid would have to cast that, or
no, but if there's a bird in the area, I can try to use animal friendship
A wizard
on it.
cast that. A wizard has a familiar. I think warlocks also.
Druid.
but we could
Some
have the
druids
lady,
have it.
the
Some
lady
druids?
wizard that we have. What's her name? She's one of the leaders.
Remember the ex-Templars? Didn't they lose their magic powers though?
No, not the Templar. I thought the lady came with us.
What lady?
The
From
one
the
from the
secret
main
society?
city. You know? Yeah, exactly.
No, they didn't come.
Sadir's back in town.
What about a psionic? Could you do like a mind control of some sort on an animal like that?
Possibly, yeah. It would take years of study as a psionicist.
Huh.
Probably some
That-
class levels.
That'd be pretty cool, though.
Sorcerers can get find familiar as well, I think.
Well,
Right.
maybe with your powers as a druid, you're capable.
Yes, I can use animal friendship on an actual bird.
Yeah, there's some birds in this world.
So the issue with that is like you can't do like a familiar where you can see through its eyes. So for scouting, it's a little less useful because it can't really report other than like chirp once if there's an enemy or twice if there's not, you know?
I have speak with animals.
All right. Well, if you have speak with animals, you can get there, but it's not as easy. So anyway, what do you report? Rikus is awaiting your debriefing, and Neva is here as well, and they're like, tell us, how did it go? Did you
Nice.
sabotage the enemy? How many forces do they have?
Well, their encampment was somewhat of a ruse. They left a small detachment ahead of us, but we did infiltrate and, well, I'll have to wait for my rats to return, but I do believe we were successful in sabotaging their supplies.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about what happened when you got captured, right?
No mention of that.
We're just-
Where did
we're
the
just not
army
gonna bring that
go?
up.
Which direction are they going? Are
West.
they heading west?
Yes.
West.
Damn it, they're trying to get around us. They're going directly for Tyr's mines. Break camp! He runs to shout orders at the Mechalot drivers. All right, the army begins to mobilize. There will be no rest tonight. We move west.
Wait, why does he sound like the darkest dungeon guy?
He's shouting.
Because Ninja can only do so many voices. All right.
It's his cousin.
Which Darkest Dungeon guy? Do you mean like the final
The
Darkest Dungeon guy?
ancestor.
Yeah, the ancestor, yeah.
That's my voice of authority. I'd give that to anybody who's tried to sound like they're worth listening to. Okay,
Is he really
so,
though? Is he?
He is your most competent fighter.
I guess so.
He's probably the highest level person here.
Since Quick Windsor is probably faster than anybody else here, who agrees to send Windsor on a... Apologies, my friend's dog gets rather excited when he either sees or hears somebody coming close to the house.
Like Quick Windsor.
Right, so Quick Windsor on a scouting party. to see if they really are headed on a shortcut to Tyr, or if they are trying to flank us. I honestly, I don't think they're trying to flank us because they don't know of our presence just yet.
I think
How do they
that.
not? We just had a major fight with them.
Yeah, and some of the army ran away. I think
That was
they,
a scouting party of their own.
Yeah, so they
Right.
probably told the remaining scouts that ran away, probably told them where we are.
I thought we killed all of them.
They just
No,
used their
ninjas.
eyes.
There
We're in
were
the desert.
5 scout groups, right? You fought a battle with one of them. So, of the other scout groups, they all returned to the main force. One of them stayed behind, and that was the encampment that you found, trying to look like a bigger army than they were. But most of them rejoined the main force and moved west.
Right. Well, anyways, we need to make haste.
Which camp do you want to attack? Now that they're split, they're going to be easier to take in force with our full force. I think
They
They're
only
not in
left-
camps. It's
They only
the
left
main-
one camp behind. They're headed west.
Well, we
Yeah,
probably
we're not gonna waste.
You don't want to go and attack them because they could.
We do, but we have to intercept them.
Well, if you stop to fight the people
No,
that are
we're
here,
not attack-
then you're not going to catch the ones that are moving west.
No, I see. So we have to leave there.
It's a choice. You can
Yeah.
stay and fight these ones, but they'll get to the iron mine and you'll have to chase them down.
Wait, isn't there already people that are dangerous occupying the iron mine?
There are.
Sort of, but they have an army.
But then again, you don't know if they're going to the iron mine or to Tyr itself. They might attack the city while half of the city's forces are here.
Damn it! Why didn't we think of that?
And we don't know if they're just trying to flank us.
Or
since
they could be
their
trying to
other
flank
scouts
your
know.
army. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another possibility.
Hold up, I'll be right back. I think better when I'm on the toilet.
You have limited information. You have to think fast. Rikus wants to rush west and catch them.
I
Sounds
also
like a
agree
plan to
with
me.
this.
All right. Well, camp is breaking, and it takes a while for everybody to get moving again. And you're traveling through the night, which is difficult because you can't see very well, and that's going to slow you down. But you do make some progress. However, everybody's going to acquire 1 level of exhaustion because they didn't sleep.
Wait, what?
Did I not? Did I rest though? Like while I was at the camp?
Nobody's allowed to rest because you're on the move.
Oh, so that's interrupting our rest.
That was nighttime. All of that happened at night. No
Did I get a
rest.
short rest? Did I get a short rest at least while I was in camp?
No, because you were gathering bodies and setting them on fire. In fact, that was even more exhausting. Now you have 2 levels of exhaustion.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm gonna step in fire, get my rest that way.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Yep.
Handy.
Do
I'll get
I
it.
get a short rest?
I don't recall you did anything during that hour, so I guess so.
Also, Ninja, I think you should have allowed me a persuasion roll for when I was saying I'm traveler.
Well, unfortunately, they were there specifically to grab anyone and everyone. So if they saw a person, they were to arrest that person. Regardless, no matter
That
what.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no discussion would really have saved you there. Well, I don't know. Maybe if you were incredibly
Maybe a
Incredibly persuasive.
suggestion.
right. magical suggestion, you might have tricked him. That was a tough one, though.
Yeah.
That's why
But,
I was
I mean-
kind of pushing for that disguise thing. The disguise would have given you an edge.
But the arrow through the
yeah.
temple is its own edge.
True.
Well, you might still have like hurt them with the poisoning of their fruit and all that.
Why are you
Well.
not a bard?
Why is he not a bard?
I'm back, and I didn't
You
think.
psycho frog.
You didn't
What?
miss anything.
Why do you
Okay.
say that?
So the enemy army has
The
been
arrow has
moving,
its own edge.
and it goes like
I mean-
this.
I'm a bit of an edge lord. You all know
So
that.
they're gonna go across the desert and the rough terrain
And
to.
then they're gonna go like this. All right. So our army.
You said was right here.
Our
They might be
army
going towards the
moved
camp
in this
here.
direction for the battle.
I hope they get caught by the raider elves and die.
I hope
Alright.
they run into the feral mechalots that are just south of their position and get trampled.
So after a full extra 8 hours of marching through the night, everybody has got their level of exhaustion, and they're starting to really grumble. And Rikus was trying to like make the forced march happen, but not everybody is as tough as a mole, so most people were not able to keep up with the gladiator moles. Eventually, he will cave in and make camp. But it seems as if the other army, like, have you been pinging the other army the whole time?
Yeah.
All right. So at some point, the other army stops, and our army is incredibly tired, and they're about to collapse as well. So he finally caves in and says, "All right, we'll stop here if they've also stopped. We know that they're within range, and if we can keep tabs on them, we might be able to catch up to them the next day." So
I'm assuming my rats have returned by this time.
yeah, your rats came back.
They even know where to go since we've moved away from our area.
They'll hear it. They'll smell it.
Follow the tracks. The army makes a big track.
Yeah, it
Follow the
wouldn't be
tracks
pretty
or follow the
for a
tracks?
ranger to track
Follow
them.
the tracks to Traxxas. All right,
Sorry for
so
the awful pun.
the Uruk army is going to move again. And they're headed towards the road because it's pretty rough terrain. And so we start traveling. So everybody was able to rest there, so you lose 1 level of exhaustion. No, during the night it got super cold. We ended up losing a couple troops due to the cold, unfortunately.
And the,
The same is happening with them.
Right.
Let me pick out a couple to die.
Hey, at this point, if we reach the road before them, would we be able to catch up on them on a regular road because it'll take them longer?
Do you want to do that? It's an option.
What do you guys think?
I think they'll reach the road before we do. They've already
Yeah.
got a head start ahead of us.
Okay, so Rikus
sure,
really
fine.
wants to attack them, and he's going to call for a second forced march. And it's really going to test the morale of the troops. So I'm going to roll his persuasion. He makes a speech straight out of Braveheart where he marches up and down the lines of soldiers, waving his weapon around and crying out, "We fought for our freedom! We defeated Calic! We are the free men of Tyr! We must press on and defeat this army! For liberty and justice and the righteousness of battle!" All right, so he's got a 14 on his persuasion roll, and the army with an 18 to resist. Oh no! Oh no! All right,
Yeah, no battle.
the Templars have swords from the bumpy wagon ride, and the Mechalots are not happy. And the army refuses to budge. The second day of forced march, they say, "No, we can't. We'll die." And everybody's upset. In fact, 5 people desert and try to run away in the night.
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yep, we all know what's going to happen.
Are you gonna
Prince of the Slave Catcher.
you gonna do the slave catcher
Yeah.
thing again?
Yeah, I don't know how much you want me to roll on that.
Yeah, we'll just,
I'm gonna do
we'll just
exactly
say
what I
it
did
was
last time.
pretty much a repeat of last time with the whipping and stuff, but it does decrease our forces by 5.
Yeah, but the whippings continue until morale improves.
Right. All right. So that's going to keep the others in line. All right. So
The
let's
army
see
is
here.
still within reach, right?
The Urukite army breaks south, and they head directly for the road. And our army, after a day's rest, will travel to the road as well. And at this point, we've closed the gap quite a bit, where both armies are going to get back on the road, but their army is just a little bit ahead of us. Like, we can see their whole army moving, like a big cloud of dust kicked up from the army moving on the road going west, and we're trying to catch up to them as hard as we can. So Rikus draws his lieutenants together when it's about time to make a regular stop for the night. So he gets all of his lieutenants, and Rikus says, "All right, lieutenants, I want your feedback. If I call for a forced march, will the men follow my orders, or will we have more deserters? Should we let them rest and try to catch up tomorrow, or should we attack right now?" With the disadvantage of tired men, tired troops, with low morale. That's what he's asking, and he wants the opinion of his lieutenants. So you guys have to tell Rikus what you think about his idea. He wants to attack, but it's going to make the men tired and upset, reduce morale.
If we attack now, we are only weakening ourselves further, and thus leading ourselves as lambs to the slaughter.
But if we don't, the city of Tyr gets attacked.
We could
We
wait.
can
if,
still
if,
catch up.
if their goal really is if they're not going to stop for Tyr, I mean, if they're not stopping until they get to Tyr, if there's some way we can send a scout rushing ahead past them, we can warn the city to maybe have a half a day or a day's defense set up around the city walls, and we can then also surround them on the back end.
We have an Inix that we could possibly use. It carries up to 4 people.
Its name is Skip, okay?
All right. On the stream, I'm looking at the local area map, and all right, so you guys were headed towards Uruk through the Great Alluvial Sand Waste when you cut back towards the road. It looks as if the Urukite army is headed towards Fort Iron right now. No, wait. I think maybe you're past Fort Iron. All right, so they go right past Fort Iron. They
It'd
go
be
a little
Fort
west of it.
Skag.
They're headed towards Fort Scones right now. That's where they're headed.
Gone.
Fort Scones is at the crossroads, and that's where they're.
Wait, on this map,
Yeah.
where is Tyr? Oh, right, all the way over there. Okay.
You know,
Erase
Brentsa-
all of this.
by herself can beat the army to Fort Scones.
You could. You could
I
warn
could
the
warn
fort.
them. I could warn the fort and then go back, resupply at the fort, and then go to Tyr and warn the city.
That would leave you exhausted.
That would leave me alone, but that is kind of where Brentsa excels.
All right, so that's the current situation right now. Oh shit, it erased. Hold on. There it is. That's the current situation right there. So their army, our army.
I volunteered to take another point of exhaustion and try again to reduce rations.
I don't know. It's not about rations. It's so if the army attacks in the night, they have to force march, and force march is going to give them a level of exhaustion.
Right.
And they're going to be
But-
cranky.
Right. But what I'm saying is we dealt with one of the smaller camps, but this is the main army that we're now chasing.
Yes.
Right.
So what I'm saying is the army can take a rest. I will volunteer to yet again try and destroy rations of the main army.
By yourself? Did that go well for you last time?
This time, well, I mean, this time I'm thinking of actually bringing a disguise.
Hmm.
And I do have suggestion, so it might be able to get me out of a bind. But the point is that my character doesn't want to see a great city like Tyr fall back into tyranny.
I get it. Tyranny. Tyr. That's one.
I wasn't even making a pun.
It was a good one, even if it wasn't intentional.
Right. But what I'm saying is that if I warn Fort Scones, that will slow them down. It may also deny them a resupply unless they want to slow down enough to fight the fort, and that gives our army time to catch up. If they bypass the fort, then they don't get to resupply. Who knows what their supply situation's like? That might hurt them.
They
Also, as
probably
long as we
prepared.
keep chasing them, they can't stop and rest either till they get to tier.
Have you pinged them
If they
recently?
decide, well, I've been pinging them the whole time we following them.
It
This
seems
is
like
the-
they're not stopping
this
for
is
the
the
night right now. Their units continue to move.
Yeah,
Maybe they're force
Well, I will-
marching.
I will provide that information to Rikus as well. And so, I think, so Vrensa believes she can beat them to Fort Scones and then onward to Tyr. If they decide to lay siege to Tyr, they'd be basically trapped in a classic pincer. They'd be up against the city walls on one side and counter sieged behind them by the other army.
Tyr would have
There's
to
no-
hold out for us to be able to get there.
They can hold out for more than a day. Sieges takes weeks or months. It's got walls all around the city.
We might pinch them between a wall and
Right.
an army, you know.
That's what I'm saying. And if Tyr, Tyr might be in trouble if they get caught off guard. If I warn them, they won't get caught off guard.
Yeah, you'll defensively need people to come inside the walls.
My only concern about
That's
this
Brent's
is
system.
if the Urukite army is not actually going to Tyr and they're just stopping at Fort Sconce to stop us from backing out and resupplying.
And of course, the thing is, if they bypass Fort Sconce, not even stopping, and you go to Fort Sconce, well, I mean, they're just
But I'll know
bypassing
ahead
you.
of time. No, but I'll know ahead of time because I'll be pinging them the whole ride.
I suppose.
I mean, the only time I'm going to be sighted them effectively is when I pass them and go beyond 5 miles in front of them. At which point, I warn Fort Scones and then I hoof it, metaphorically speaking, to Tyr.
You're gonna need supplies.
Yeah, I will need supplies, but we have supplies here.
I know, but how light are you willing to go? The lighter your load, the more progress you can make.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to weigh myself down. I'm going to bring enough water between myself. I'm going to dump all non-essential things and just bring water for myself and Daggermaw enough between what I can carry and Daggermaw's saddlebags. We have plenty of room for a week's worth of water and rations.
He's a ranger after all.
Yeah,
And
we have
Rangers
a lot of
can
extra
move-
water. We have a lot of extra water skins and rations.
I was thinking you could take a Kank too. I mean, we can heal up the one that you have, since of course we're going to probably rest here.
But then I lose all of my navigation advantages. If I'm traveling by myself and with only my animal companion, not only do I have advantages to navigation, but I can ignore all terrain modifiers and move stealthily at full speed.
There you
True.
go.
You have a point. You have a point.
Yeah, that's probably the best idea.
So that means I don't need to travel by road like the army does. I can cut, like how there's I can not only move as fast, if not faster, than an army that can only move as fast as its most members, but I can bypass the road and cut across where the army can't if it wants to keep its speed up.
You're gonna be faster than an army moving.
Right. Right. A single person with, even without a mount, is faster than any army there ever was.
The now, are you gonna be able to, once you alerted them to come back and join? Is that even gonna be possible?
No, I'll be way too far ahead. This is like a one-way trip. I warn Fort Scones, and then I warn Tyr, and then I wait for you guys to catch up. It kind of takes me out of the rest of the action. That's the downside. I'm willing to do that because strategically I think it's a better play, but it kind of takes me out of this section of the campaign until you guys get back to Tyr.
Or maybe you can infiltrate their troops and sabotage them.
I mean, we can try the infiltration again, but I think warning is advanced warning is a better plan than a potential sabotage.
Oh no. While once you message the city, then you might have a little bit of time.
Backtrack
For,
and
yeah.
try to. I mean, it's a possibility, but at that point, they don't need the supplies as much. And if they're laying siege, then they're in one position. They're open to sabotage at that point as well.
If we could have taken down some of their leadership, you know, and leave
Yeah.
the army without a good leader, that would be very good. But I don't know that we're going to be able to make that happen.
So, I mean, what does the party think? Should Francis scout ahead or stay with the group?
Well, I mean, I think you should make the best decision that you think. I'm just trying to figure out what my character can do as well.
Well, Brenta, this is a military operation. Brenta can't just decide to go off on her own. Like, we need a plan, present to Rikus and the other military leadership. And it's a better plan if we, all mention it, if we're in agreement that this is a good plan.
I'm just wondering what Warning Fort Sconce does, because they're not exactly like allied to Tyr or anything, and neither to the Urkites. So, like, they're not attacking them, right?
We don't know.
We don't know that for sure.
They're headed in
All
that
we know is
direction.
that they're headed that way. They could be heading towards Tyr and just making a detour.
Oh, so when you talk to the leadership in the city, you might bring up that there could be some traitors. We did not get much reinforcement from the nobles.
I mean, we don't know that ahead of time, and
We should be careful.
so
Yeah, I agree with you going on an advanced warning.
okay.
Yeah.
But I'm
Everybody
also
else?
concerned
Any
that the
name?
army's going to pull far ahead of us because they're able to force march a lot easier than we are with ours.
We don't know that. We've already just done it.
That's why I said I'm worried. I didn't say that they
Oh.
are going to do that.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
We can only
Listen.
do what we can do.
All right. So should we
I
present
say
this
do it.
plan to Rikus and
Yeah.
the leadership then?
Yeah.
All right. So Ninja, that's what we do.
All right.
Brent's volunteers to act as an advanced scout and warn Fort Sconce and Tyr of the advancing army.
So Rikus thinks about whether he should tell the army to continue moving to try to catch up to Fort Sconce in the night, or if Fort Sconce is worth defending at all. Since the army was resistant, he's not going to make them force march. So they make camp, but he's going to tell them it's going to be a shorter encampment, maybe 6 hours at most. And then we're going to press on, just maybe 5 hours even, just enough that people can get a little bit rested so they're not going to be exhausted if we go into battle at Fort Sconce. So the encampment starts stopping, and everybody starts eating their meals and drinking their water and stuff. How many days of food and water did we have?
We had.
Oh,
We had
God.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's listed on the caravan supplies.
Okay, you guys only have 4 days of food and water right now.
Like left.
Left, yes. 4 days of food and water.
Well,
And how much does it extend from what we looted from the army that we defeated?
Oh yeah, that probably would help a lot.
That'd add at least a day, I'd say.
A day or
And-
two.
Yeah, I
If
believe
we
so.
get
That would
to-
add a day, so I'll make it 5 days.
if we get to the fort and we're able to save it before we start ravaging it, maybe we'll be able to get some a little bit of rations from there.
Some of the troops are grumbling because they can tell that it took them about 4 days to get to Fort Sconce, and if we only have 4 days of supplies, well, it's actually 5 days, but some people think it's less, as they always do.
Yeah. We have enough to get back to Tyr.
But
We'll be
barely.
fine.
Wow.
Then
Okay,
we'll start.
so
So what
here's-
does Rikus think of the idea of Princess scouting ahead, warning the fort, and then warning Tyr?
well, I thought it already happened. I thought you already left.
Yeah, you left.
Oh,
It's too
okay,
late
I
now.
left. All right. Okay.
That's
so
why I
did-
started
so I did
describing
leave-
the next thing. So when you
Oh,
get
okay.
to Fort Cled here,
Fort
I
Flood.
mean, scones.
Scones. Fort Scones. You're gonna see that there's an envoy from the Uruk army that's coming out the front gate, and they're talking to a fat dwarf that runs this place, and it seems like they're real chummy, like they've just made some sort of arrangement. And there's even supplies coming out to the Urukite army. It looks like House Enica has sold you guys out. They're helping the Urukites.
Bastards.
But the
Okay.
Urukites
Who are
are
those guys
stopping
again?
here to resupply. However, they gain the advantage of the high walls of Fort Scones, making it a difficult thing if you were to attack them right now while they have the fortifications.
Wait, who sold us out again?
House Inica, the trading company that runs this little fort.
Didn't we burn down their grain mill?
No.
No,
What
that
hell was
wasn't
that?
here.
No, that was just a farm group. I forget the guy's name.
That was outside of tier.
All right.
Regardless, you have new information.
Seeing that, do you still want to warn them, or do you just want to keep going?
I'm gonna keep going. There's no point in warning them. They are, Prince has
might-
got eyes. You can see.
All right, so you're headed back to Tyr, and in 4 days you'll arrive there. And then you'll be able to report to Tithian about the movements of the army.
And the trader.
Yes, and that house was it Inica?
Inica, yeah.
Inica has sold out here.
They lend aid to the enemy. Supplies and fortifications. All right, the following day, they waste no time taking their new supplies and moving out. So they're going to head here, and Ricus's army is going to head here. And then the next day, they head here, and Ricus's army heads here. And at some point, Ricus is like, at some point, we're going to need to do a forced march and catch them. And he's going to ask the generals, should we try to do it before they get to Tyr, or should we try to catch them in a pincer maneuver at the gates?
I think a pincer maneuver at the gates is the best option, assuming our scout made it the 4 days travel and was able to warn Tyr. We should have walled defenses, be able to pincer attack them.
Ricus nods his head.
And the men would be fresh, so long as we keep them on their daily schedule of food, water, and rest.
All right. We have the
Yeah,
supplies
food.
to get back to Tyr. We're not going to have much, but we'll be right back at our town by the time we get there. By the time we run out of food. So as long as we can win the fight, say many of the gladiators, they're confident, as most gladiators tend to be, that this plan is good and that it'll work. Rika seems to go along with it as well. So you'll continue at a steady pace, keeping up with the army as best you can. And
And not to forget, when we get to Tyr, we can resupply even though they cannot. Because unless they have
If we
enough
can
men
manage to
complete-
break through.
No, there's 2 gates to Tyr. Unless they're able to completely and utterly encircle the city, the people inside can get food and supplies either over the walls or through the other gate to
There's
us.
always the possibility that they do encircle it by the time that we get there.
But it's several miles around, and armies in this world are only measured in the hundreds or the thousands.
I suppose you're right. So,
they're going to
We
pick a
could
gate and assault
Supply,
it.
they can't. Right.
Right.
They can assault the gate, but they and besiege the gate, but they can't completely surround the city. It's not that type of siege warfare in this world.
I'm fairly sure they're not going to attack the Grand Gate. It's too well fortified. They'll try to find the other way into the city.
Well, they know a
Mhm.
big part of the army is outside the gates, so maybe they feel it's weak enough they can take it before you can catch them.
They might not have a radar system like our army did. Maybe they do.
Yep.
We-
I mean, Vrentz is already in Tyr, so, well, by the time that we get there, they'll already be there ahead of the army.
Yeah.
So
All right. Does anybody want to make any battle plans, strategy, troop movements? How are you going to arrange your army for the assault?
War is confusing.
You know,
I think we
actually,
should go in a kind of battering ram formation where we have a strong front to because we'll be coming at them from behind, so we'll have a strong front and yeah, we should pretty much just place all our troops in the front except for our archers. Of course, our archers and stuff will remain behind the main line, giving
All right.
raining arrows.
Everybody
on
to the
enemy.
front, archers to the center.
Yeah.
Brenta also has an idea as well.
Well, you're gonna have
And
to
she
do it
can
from
tell-
tier.
Well, no, it's an idea from tier. So Brenta can tell when the opposing army is gonna come and the rough position of it. So she's gonna speak to the king, King Tithian, and say, ask to have a supply force since our army is running low on supplies, kind of waiting, like
Send a relief
off to the
supply.
side. Right. Send them off to the side. Wait for the opposing army to pass, because I can tell where they're at, and then go around them and meet up with our army with fresh food and water.
All right.
So, have a supply, leave the soldiers in the city, but have kind of like, a supply force that can circle around the opposing army and meet ours up back on the road
Right.
behind them.
Do tell King Tithian about the traitorous house.
King Tithian
Oh, yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
sound convinced. Do you want to roll a persuasion?
Yeah. I'm not my greatest skill. You know what? I will burn a second level spell slot to cast Eagle Splendor.
The army
Giving
is at
myself
our
advantage.
gates. Why would I send my vital supplies to help our other allies when we might need them here during a siege?
I have no modifier to persuasion.
I mean, tell him that we don't need much. A day's ration at most.
Tithian is fairly selfish. He's thinking of himself first.
Yeah. All right. Let's
Is
see
that
if
a
one of these
king?
two dice are any good. 15.
All right, you make a good case. You have not done us wrong. The city of Tyr is going to do as you suggest. We will send aid to the army. Hopefully, it will be enough
That-
that the supplies we send are not just stolen by the enemy.
May I ask what the DC was?
I rolled a 7 for him.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't that bad.
It's probably like an 11 total.
Okay.
So you beat him
Just
by a little
curious.
bit.
Take these rats.
So yeah, so I will execute the plan, take the supplies out, off road, maybe 4 or 5 miles, and then wait for the army to pass us by, and then
Dressed in their
circle back.
best camouflage, the stealthy unit heads out with a supply run. I've got a stealth of 15. It's pretty good. That beats the passive of most of the scouts.
Well,
So,
if Rensa
Off in the
is
hills where they
heading out,
hide.
if Rensa's heading out with them, they should get advantage since Rensa would know exactly where the army is as it approaches Tyr.
I mean, they're everywhere.
I already said we
Scouts
passed.
all over the place.
Yeah. I already said we passed.
So, the Urakite army approaches the front gate of Tyr, and they begin the siege. The powerful Templars of Hamanu move to the front, and they start casting their most powerful spells, obliterating the gate with full force. The gate is sturdy, and it holds up under the assault. Fire and lightning crashes against the walls of Tyr. It takes a while for the army to move forward and catch up, and by the time they arrive, they can see that the siege is already underway. Where's Varenza going to be in the city while all this is happening? Do you want to be in the interior with the nobles? Do you want to be on the
Brensa's not in
wall.
the city anymore. Brensa's not in the city. She was guiding the relief force around the opposing army and then meeting back up with
That's right. You're trying to
our
rejoin
army.
the group. All right, so you just rejoin the group then.
But I brought supplies.
All right. Well, then the army led by Rikus is going to move up and attack from behind. So the sieging army has a bunch of attacks coming off the wall towards them. They're gonna back away from the wall a good distance to where they're not getting ranged attacks, and then they're going to turn around and form a line to face against our army. So it is a bit of a pincer maneuver, and many of the soldiers are saying, "Ha! We've got them now. Tithian will send out reinforcements and catch them from behind and aid us in this battle." Another more cynical troop says, "He wants us dead. He'll send no aid in our direction. We must win this battle for ourselves if we hope to survive the day."
More people we kill, more treasures we get to receive.
Okay, so does anybody want to cast anything at the last moment before the battle begins?
I
Assume
will
we all have
cast
our
guidance
spells and
on
so
as
forth
many
back.
people as I can.
How many targets can I give Bardic Inspiration to?
1.
One. Who needs it the most here? Who's very bad at combat in general?
Give it to Morg.
Morg, you want another Bardic Inspiration?
Yeah.
Alright. I give him the Bardic Inspiration.
I will cast a bless on some of the people.
I guess our bless expired a few days ago, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll cast one on who do we have? Morg. Who else does a lot of attacks? Varenza, are you going to be there, Varenza?
Yeah, Brensa, my cunning plan to resupply the army also got me back.
So I cast it on you too, and I will
What
cast
did you
it,
cast on me?
bless and Norcus as well.
Bless.
I cast that just before the start of the fight. It'll last 10 minutes.
Where's Jasila at? Somebody grab Jasila. She's supposed to be on the cart.
Can we take a short break before this battle fully begins?
Yeah, that's fine.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Where's Morg? Here he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a restroom break as well. So,
Well, that was a kind of a cool little infiltration, mission.
Yeah, things
Which
tend to
one?
like
The one
not
with
go
Psycho
exactly according to plan, but yeah.
The one with Psycho Frog or the one where Traxxas got captured?
Yeah, where he got captured.
That was a nice body burning. Good for the environment.
Oh,
Would have want these corpses stinking up the place.
when we go back in a little while at that spot there, we might find some tall grass growing.
Wait, Ninja, what if he burns the entire enemy army
That'd be quite the sacrifice.
while they're alive?
He can't.
He can't.
They would resist.
But what if they're all tied up very, very well?
Did somebody delete Jasila? What happened to Jasila?
Kanla's looking a little weird.
There
She
she
looks like one of those gladiator elves.
Who is Jasila, anyways?
Jasila is the leader of the Templars.
Oh, I see. That was the paladin, huh?
I was trying to find the leaders so I could get them together. They're going to be here, doing all their battle strategies around the table here on the Gigawagon, receiving reports and whatnot.
So the Templars, since they did have, I guess they're pretty much like clerics, aren't they?
No. They are all considered fighters at this point because they've lost all their magic. They used to be paladins and warlocks, but they're all just fighters now.
I was gonna say maybe we can recruit them in the troops of flames.
They don't even have like all the weapon proficiencies. I guess paladins would, but a lot of the warlocks are just like crossbowmen now.
All right. They could go for another deity, but it's not kind of the same. They don't really get the powers the same way as like another type of cleric. Huh?
Templars, their powers
Yeah.
come directly from the Sorcerer King.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. They're like living gods.
Thing about like a PDF about blood magic.
What about it?
Oh, I'm just trying to find one.
Blood magic, like a blood hunter, or some
I
different.
have returned.
All right.
Like blood spells, like a spells.
Like necromancy of some sort.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom too. I'll be back.
Would the Templars be more in the front if they're all like
They're
warrior?
archers.
Ah, okay.
Sadly, their Templars still have magic, while ours do not. Renzo will be probably focusing on trying to pick off Templars at a distance.
They're archers or like ex-paladins.
What's that?
The Templars that we have.
Yeah, they're like fighters that used to be paladins,
That's quite.
and
the
some of
difference.
them are just whatevers that used to be warlocks.
So they're warlocks. I thought they would be like more like clerics, but
No, they're both. So the Templars were a mix. So paladins and warlocks in this world, since there's no gods and there's no patrons, basically the Sorcerer King is who they pledge their allegiance to and get their power from.
is it mostly like thunder spells? A little bit like the classical like Templar cleric.
I think it would depend on the Sorcerer King.
Okay, so they might have a
You know,
different
certain-
or-
Right, certain Sorcerer Kings might make certain pacts, and others would not. And same thing, like certain Sorcerer Kings would have certain paladin oaths, and others would not.
Imagine if it was like a sorcerer king that gives them all like necrotic powers.
Yeah. So I mean, since none of us could take, and that was one of the things that character creation is that since we were all starting out as slaves and tier, none of us could start out as a paladin or a warlock.
That'd be
So-
cool though.
Yeah, it just wouldn't have worked with the campaign, unfortunately.
All you gotta do is die.
Well, and then as soon as, and the other downside would have been is even if we had figured out some workaround for it, as soon as Calic died, you'd have basically become a first level fighter because you would have lost all those levels at the cost.
Hmm.
Or maybe you kept all your levels, but you just lost all supernatural abilities. So you still have your proficiency score and your like melee abilities and stuff like that, but that would really be it.
You know, after we're
So-
done, like the battle and like we won or whatever happens, like it would probably not be a bad idea to try to go and take control of that town that betrayed us.
Oh, Fort Scons?
Yeah, and call out their leadership as being traitors, and they should be replaced.
Well, that's the thing is it's not a town per se. What it is, it's an outpost by one of the merchant families, but it's not their only outpost. And
Yeah,
from,
well-
if I understand the background correctly, the merchant families in aggregate are as strong, if not stronger, than like the city states. It's
What's
just
this-
that they don't.
What says that
work.
we decide to expand for tier?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't happen. It's just the problem is that then you basically have, you know, the medieval version of sanctions against your town, and nobody wants to trade with you.
Yeah, but if you can demonstrate that there was like a treason because of a pact that we might have had.
Well, there was no pact; they were an independent fort, so there's no treason.
No, but
It was dealing with the enemy.
there might still be alignments, you know, like to
No, when we rolled
favor-
through,
to favor
when we
a
rolled-
city.
right? But when we went through Fort Scons the first time, he explained to us that they were willing to sell us goods and services, but they weren't going to take our side. They weren't going to help us in any way because they were independent and had no agreements with Tyr.
Yeah, so they decided to support Eric because they probably think that they could get a better deal.
I'm confused.
Or
These
Eric just
guardsmen
brought
are
enough money.
engineers.
What's that?
These Turlough guardsmen are engineers. They're not the combatants.
I don't recall. I know we had some craftsmen that came along, and some of them we equipped as low-level fighters, and others we said, hey, can you make anything nifty like a ballista? And then I don't think we ever kind of circled back to that.
You know, hey Ninja, out of a like tier, since there's no more like big leader, would it be possible to create a shrine? Like make a shrine outside of the city or something like that?
Sure.
I might
Although
work on that.
technically Tithian is the leader, so you'd probably want to get his approval.
Yeah, well, maybe as a favor. City has no more like belief system, you know?
You wouldn't sell out Soul for a favor, would you?
Absolutely. The bigger the
You gotta-
favor, the better the favor.
You mean absolutely not, right?
That's the way it works, though.
You meant not, right?
It's like, you know, you'll get so much of a favor depending on the size of the sacrifice.
I wonder if Amado's taking any new participant.
Actually, I'll put the definition of a shrine like in the Discord, so if you want to read.
All right, everybody roll initiative.
Hmm.
I'll let you know when I post it. I'll do my initiative first.
All right, I'm back.
Initiative.
Cool, maximum.
I got 10. Woo! 10.
Where are we putting Soul Scounter? Yeah, 10.
You got it?
Hey, I didn't roll shit this time.
Is Orcus here? No, right?
Nope.
Caster Blaster?
Couldn't
There,
make it tonight.
I put the Fire Cleric out of Shrine on Discord.
Trexus, Snorkus, and Daggermaw all need initiatives.
Daggermaw and Brooks are set.
All right, I got mine.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see here.
Oh, the halflings are quick. Man.
How do you guys know on Word, you know, Microsoft Word, is there a way to lock the page and ask for permission to make modification?
Not that I know of.
If you use
yeah.
Google Drive, you can actually lock permission. So
Yes,
just
you
transfer
can
over your
lock-
Microsoft Word documents to your Google Drive.
Yeah, I don't want to do that though.
You can lock it if you go and you right-click the file. It's been a while, and I don't have Microsoft Word on this thing, but if you right-click on it, there should be a tab for security or advanced settings.
Yeah.
And I think in there should be something like password protect or lock or something like that.
Yeah, I just don't want. I want to freeze it so I don't like type shit or anything like that.
Yeah,
Like put it on read only. Read mode. There you go.
Yeah, read-only mode. Yep, there you go.
There.
Another way to do it is also if you save it with the toggle for like the corrections toggle
Yeah.
done inside it, then when you're typing, it's like it's adding like the little corrections rather than actually like deleting what you did.
Yeah, so it's at the bottom right. There's different options there. You can put it on
Yep.
reading or on
But yeah, read-only mode's a good way of doing it because then
Layer.
you actually have to exit the file and unclick read-only if you want to make any modifications to it.
Yeah, I like that. It's under view as well. It's not bad actually. It's better for reading and finding stuff. It lays it out like a 2-page, anyways, like a book.
All right. I got my Castle Siege ambience going. So, the battle commences. All of the forces rush to battle, charging forward. The enemy army is turned to face us. The archers are the first to fire from a great distance. Oh, they have good aim too. The halflings pelt your front lines with attacks. And it's going to do a bunch of damage to some of these guys in the front. You lost 4 of these Minther guys right off the bat as their heads are caved in by flying rocks. And these Minther spearmen over here. You lost 3 of those guys. There's only 3 left in that unit.
What's their range from us?
A lot.
Over 150 feet.
And then... Let's see, do you have archers here? Yeah, these guys are ranged. So
Right, it's range.
your ranged forces from back here, they're going to have to move up to attack. So, Morg, what are you going to do?
All right, I'm back.
You stand
You said
behind your
they're-
lines of men as they're pelted by attacks from the halflings.
He said they're more than 100 feet away?
There's no distances.
Okay.
They're over there, you're over here. What do you do?
Okay. I command the spearmen to march forward to press them up against the wall so that our forces that are defending our city on the wall will be able to reach them as well. We will force them into a pincer attack. And I go forward. I will use my action to transform into my large hyena form, and I will also bonus action rage.
So much combat.
So you're going
That's
to
my
move
turn.
up, though, right?
Yeah.
So you're advancing towards the front line.
You need to bring your troops with you.
All right. Gramorn.
Are these the first enemies, or are we seeing them right now?
This is the entire army. There are Templars, Halflings, more Templars, and 3 units of cavalry on Kanks. Each
What are the
unit is
archers?
comprised of many, uncountable dozens of soldiers.
If I shoot a fireball in one of them, how does that work?
It hits a lot.
Yes. There's a whole lot of abstraction that's going to go on in this battle, so don't expect too much specific results from things.
I don't think that animals and cavalry likes fireballs. So I'll shoot a
Right,
fireball.
freak 'em out.
Yeah, I'll try to break them out and scare the shit out of the mounts. I'll cast a fireball into the group.
All right, fireball going to the northeast. Or hang on, no, I guess if you're on the road... Yeah, I guess it's northeast, sort of.
Wait, did we take a long rest before we got here?
There
Yes,
were
we were-
several days before you got here. Everyone has their spells.
Okay. Okay.
It was decided that people would not force march, so people were able to be rested and nobody's got exhaustion when the battle starts.
All right. Good.
All right, so Did you roll some damage on that fireball? Korea's.
I'm rolling it. Sorry. $30 damage.
All right. The extremely mobile cavalry of Kank Riders sees your fireball hurtling in from a great distance, and they scatter quite effectively, so it's going to do 15 damage. But it does 15 damage to quite a few of those units in there.
Good.
All right. So,
Did it scatter them a little bit?
well, it probably killed some of them, knocked others off their mounts. It freaks the mounts out quite a bit. Any that are not controlled by a rider might take off running.
And that will be it for now.
All right. Pretty effective turn. Traxxas, what do you do?
No, Traxxas will also get into the fight and use bonus action to change into their Drake form and fire off a guiding bolt at any important looking unit. Actually, specifically targeting the Templars.
All right. There's 2 Templar units, left or right?
I'm closer to left, so left.
This one over here.
Yep. So as my Drake, this beam of light starts to grow inside the maw and then just shoot out.
All right.
Scare tactics. Right. I have a +5 to my attack. Okay, so that's... Please let this hit. Yes! Finally!
What was the difficulty you use, Ninja?
Huh?
For the fireball?
No, I rolled a 17.
Oh.
Yeah, 17 passes until you get pretty high. level.
It was 4d6 for Guiding Bolt, right? Or was it
Sure.
6?
I should have blessed myself.
Hold on. Need to check my spell.
Doesn't affect
Sorry.
your
doesn't.
cast. No, because you're not doing an attack roll for fireball.
That's true.
Bane would
Scorching
hurt
ray,
them
though.
making their saving throw.
Right, okay, yes, 4d6.
But I would
Roll, gosh darn.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I think my game's froze. Might get
23?
kicked.
Yeah, you got a 23 to hit already.
Yeah, I got a 23. I'm trying to roll damage. There we go.
Oh,
There's just some lag.
Is that a damage roll? No, there it is.
Yes.
All right. 15 damage. Guiding bolt.
that's a good try.
That's a pretty big hit.
All right. So you zap whatever Templar looks to be a leader that's issuing orders to his halfling units over here. You blast him with the guiding bolt, taking his helmet clean off. Vrensa, what do you do during the battle here? Out on the western flank.
Brensa sees the helmet flying off his head and thinks that dome looks like a mighty good target.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna roll my d4 for bless first.
Yeah, it might lower his AC by 1.
So I get a 4 bonus to this.
All right.
I'm gonna put.
You also have
I got-
advantage because of the guiding bolt.
Yeah, and I have advantage because I'm going first. So that's another +1, so I have double advantage. So that knocks out the +5, the -5 penalty. So I'm going to use my normal 9 modifier with advantage for the sniper shot to his dome.
Guys, I'm gonna have to go at 11 o'clock.
Okay. That's like 6 minutes from now.
Yeah, I gotta work on those.
Nat 20
Yeah.
Jesus.
Crit.
to his head.
All right. You
So
kill
crit
that.
table
29
over. Okay,
damage.
there you go.
Or no, that's the hit. What's your
That's just with the
what's your
hit.
damage roll on that?
Well, I don't know. What's the crit table say? Because it might affect the damage roll.
It doesn't
29.
affect 100 units at a time, so just give me some damage.
Okay. So let's see. So that's going to be plus 16 to the modifier, plus a D8. So yeah, so D8 plus 16.
And your bow damage is double dice, I believe.
So 2D8 plus 16.
Did you use a sharpshooter?
Actually,
So-
since it is exceptional damage, you can actually I'm pretty sure it's
Ooh,
exceptional
yeah.
damage.
Big hit.
So,
You get plus
25.
10.
and I can re-roll the 2, so I'll re-roll the 2. See if I get a better roll. It's
Is that
25 with 2. So yeah, so 30 even.
That's 30. 7. Yeah, that's right.
So shoot an arrow at that dome that just lost its helmet.
You just exploded something.
I don't know. Ninja's off and quiet. He's doing some math back there.
I am doing math.
The bow went through 3 engineers, landing on a torch that blew up an entire cargo.
What was that extra 7 there at the end?
That was because what I'm assuming that a 29 was exceptional on top of being the crit, so I re-rolled the 2 as a 7.
Ah, so that's 5
So
extra
that brought
damage.
right, so that 25 became a 30.
All right. Hey, hey, Krios, you there?
Yeah.
I changed the damage number on this cavalry rider. You actually did 225 damage.
Oh,
'Cause it hit a pretty big cluster of creatures.
God damn.
I rolled some dice. I rolled 3d6 for how many you hit. You could have only hit 3 targets with that, but instead I rolled 2 6s and a 3. So
Well,
that's a 15 times 15, 225.
it's not good for
what are
me.
the odds it was going to be 15 squared?
I don't know, but that's how it worked out. Okay,
I
so
love the
Vrenza took
shrapnel.
that awesome shot, and then the Urukite Templars are going to do some stuff.
Wait, so what happened to the leader? Did his head explode?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right, so what's gonna happen? Let's see if I've got my thing here somewhere. Where's that? I don't have it here. Did I save it? I did. All right. Excellent.
Are you on the wall? Lorenza?
What's that? No,
So-
I'm with the
oh
army.
wait, yeah, never mind. You came back with supplies, right?
Yeah. It was kind of like it helped the RP and it got me back in the fight. Oh, there's a big Zot coming this way. Yikes.
Alright, we gotta kill the Templars.
That's what I've
Yeah,
been
they-
working on.
Lightning bolts are bad.
If he gets my
Are
turn,
those
I can cast
100-foot
this-
lightning bolts?
Those are
That's
100-foot lightning bolts. So the Templars raise their hands and call on the power of Hamanu to smite their enemies, and a bolt of lightning is gonna shoot clear down the line of troops.
If I'm able to get close enough, I can cast Dissonant Whispers, and I can make the leaders of the army be scared.
Unfortunately,
Try to
these
shoot.
2 anti-wizard spearmen are vaporized.
cool. Yikes.
No, Long. You don't want to scatter. That's exactly what they want. Then they'll pick us off one by one.
You lost 5 of these Terthani irregulars.
I wish I had like a spell, like a counter spell.
Ooh. Skippy gets hit for 18 damage.
How many hit points does Skippy have?
60 something? 60, I think.
Oh, okay. So he's not happy, but he's okay.
Damn, nobody's rolling good here.
He's not a happy skipper.
With that,
He's not a happy skipper.
yeah,
Turloff's guardsmen are a little tougher than the other guys. Only 2 of them died to the lightning bolt. And then one of these Templars in the back surprisingly makes her save. And survives, although she's quite frazzled by the lightning bolt. Skippy
What am I-
thrashes about, and this causes the bandits to topple out of the saddle. Skippy has
Wait,
flipped over.
No, Skip.
Skippy's not dead, but Skippy is very upset that Skippy just got hit with a lightning bolt.
See, notice how he tanked it.
Okay,
Yeah, what I'm
so
wondering is what
these
the
guys go
Templars are doing at the
prone.
back of the army instead of the front.
They're archers.
Skip
Alright.
solo.
Minther's spearmen over here make their save. They're pretty weak, though. 3 of them still die.
Wait, when is it my turn for combat?
Not yet.
We're on Templars. Kank Riders next, and then you.
All right.
The Terthani
Wait,
Irregulars roll a perfect roll, but all of them still die. Damn it. These Terthani Irregulars back here. Ooh, they failed their save. And all of those die as well. Zap! Lightning is crushing. This is a high-level lightning bolt. And these Turloff Guardsmen back here, they fail their save as well. Oof, 4 of them die.
Holy shit.
Oh, well, we're fucked.
what's going on with all our high level helpers over here, all like hiding in the wagon?
Well, you know.
Those are the generals. They're not getting involved in the fight. They have to lead.
Wait.
They're issuing orders.
This would be one to get into the fight.
They're doing a bad job.
Yeah, right.
They're commanding all these troops. What are you talking about? So, the Templars did their lightning bolts. Zap, zap! It's really flashy. A whole bunch of people are immolated by the lightning. They burst into flames, and their wooden items explode apart, and so do their bodies, pretty much. Really devastating Templar attack, as they call on the power of Hamanu to smite their enemies. The Kank Riders, these ones that took all sorts of fireball damage, they're gonna make a morale check, and they fail it, and they begin to scatter and run away.
Nice.
These other Kank Riders are going to circle wide, and they're going to begin a flanking maneuver that's going to come in towards the wagon over here.
Good thing the wagon has archers on it.
This Kank unit is going to press forward to Morg and the Spearmen. So, Morg... they miss. A bunch of Kank Riders charge at you, and they swing down at you with their lances to try to like stab you, and you dodge left, dodge right. All the Kank Riders miss. It's like the Battle of the Bastards. All the cavalry going by at every side as you swing at them. The Minther Spearmen set their spear as a reaction for a charge, and it actually catches the Kank Riders. One of the Kank Riders is going to take a bunch of damage from that. 12. All right. It's pretty good. But at the same time, they're trampling upon the Spearmen, although surprisingly the Spearmen are pretty dodgy and avoid it. This other group of Spearmen here, they did the same thing. They set their spears and... critical hit. Holy shit.
Ooh.
They really destroyed that charge. So all those spearmen set their spears into the ground and planted their boot as hard as they could onto it, put all their body weight behind it, and they did a grand total of 22 damage to this group.
Each 22 damage each, right?
Nah, total. Okay, so that was that charge from the Kank Rider Soul.
Hello there.
All
Okay,
right.
how close are the Templars?
The Templars are probably 100 feet away. You've got several lines of your army in between you and the Templars.
How close are the nearest enemies?
Like I said, about 100 feet away, maybe 90. I don't know.
100. Um, hmm. I want to cast Dissonant Whispers.
You move up and you cast Dissonant Whispers at the Templar unit. They.
Wait, actually, no, they're 100 feet away, right? What am I saying? Shit. Actually,
Yeah.
this is Mockery is 120 feet, so I'll just insult insult them.
All right.
What's a good insult for a Templar? Uh, um,
Lightning bolt suck. We're still all here.
Hamanu, no Manu.
Hamanu, no Manu.
Hamanu, more like Ham Planet. Am I right?
They're so bad they have to work.
Oh, I got one. Hamanu, huh? I didn't think I could hear any other funnier joke.
Anyway.
It's only just a straight D4.
It's a pretty weak little ability, but it's what
One damage. Because I can't get any closer, and also I am not afraid. One damage.
All right. You insult their mother, and they frown. All right.
No nosebleeds.
All right, and I'm gonna move up closer, as close as I can. Yeah, I'm gonna end my turn because I have to go.
All right.
Wait, before I go, is this is Mockery a bonus action or an action?
Bonus
Action.
action, I thought. Is it
No,
an
it's a
action?
cantrip.
All right, yeah, I guess so. Not many things are a bonus action.
Okay. After that I'm gonna move up 30 feet, and I have to go then. See you.
All right,
Yeah.
see ya.
Alrighty.
I'll
Okay, man.
autopilot your character and do a D4 vicious mockery every turn.
Or you can just move them closer so you can cast this and whispers on the Templars. That could work too.
What does that do? Like 46?
3d6, 46 at a second level.
And fear.
And also,
doesn't it?
if they fail their save, they take their damage. They become frightened.
I think Soul would not be casting, because remember last time?
Yes, this no whispers is only verbal components, and I can pass it off as psionics. It's a psychic damage.
In theory.
And in theory, the verbal component is an actual insult. So
For dissonant whispers.
no. Oh, distant whispers. I was thinking.
Also, for dissonant whispers, everyone can see me move my mouth. Only the target can hear me and what I'm whispering. So to them, I'm just whispering, and then like the enemy just flinches from a headache. Ah. All right, but I have to go, guys. See ya.
See ya.
do that, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, Minther Spearmen advance on the Templars, but are unable to do any damage due to shield spells. This unit of 10 Minther Spearmen moves in to attack the Halflings, and they do 11 damage. This unit of Spearmen moves in to attack the other Templar unit, and it doesn't manage to do any damage. These Spearmen are also going to move in on that same Templar unit. And they land a critical hit.
Nice.
Morale.
Yep. Minther's spearmen are doing work.
All right, they're going to do 11 damage over there. These two units are going to attack the Kank Riders there. Both of them have a really hard time hitting. The Kank Riders are too mobile, and they mostly stay out of the reach of the Spearmen. I'm lagging pretty hard. After them, then we've got a whole bunch of ranged attacks coming from on the wagon here as the Templars...
You forgot these spearmen.
No, I didn't. I'm just working my way through different things. So... Oh, yeah, a bunch of successful ranged attacks. It's going to do 14 damage against these incoming Kank Riders. These archers back here, they're going to take shots at the Templar unit on the left. And they're going to hit. A bunch of arrows rain down. And it does 18 more damage to the Templar unit. And then we've got these spearmen. They're going to charge forward. They don't do any damage. All right, so we've got these reserves back here. Do you want them to advance as well?
Yeah.
All right, they're not going to get into combat, but they're going to move up. So these guys position themselves here.
Oh, you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
He's going to position
Yeah,
himself
I mean
here.
we're thinning their. We've already thinned one unit of their forces.
So we move everything a little bit up front.
Quick Wenzer's strike force is going to come around wide from the side here and is going to come in from behind, sneaking in around here. They don't attack this turn, but they position themselves to give advantage to all of the spearmen that couldn't hit this turn.
Nice.
So they're going to spread out to help give advantage.
Are the rats part of this fight? Or are they just hanging out?
Traxxas hasn't sent them in yet.
I
Yeah.
All right, these guys advance to here. These guys advance to here. These volunteers to here. We've got a few more ranged attacks from the Templars in here. They don't hit anything, though. Turloff's guys are going to move up.
There's some extra gladiators over here too. I don't know if you saw them.
These bandits are going to get up and move up. All right. Conla, Techadril, and Lisan, they're going to run over and assist this unit of spearmen here. So they're giving them instructions. They're using a bunch of their battle tactics and tactical awareness of the battlefield to give extra instruction to these spearmen here, and that's going to give them a boost. Okay. All right. That was all of the allied people. What does Daggermaw do?
No. Well, there's some extra loose figures over here.
Yeah, anybody in the middle is unable to get to the front. Packed in like sardines they are now.
Can Daggermaw reach charges unit Templars?
You can flank onto the
This-
side of it.
He's gonna assist these guys here and attack.
Attack the Templars.
If you- yeah, yeah. Plus 6. Alright, so 18.
That'll hit.
So she does, let's see, D8 plus D6 for the charge, plus D8, D6. So 16 damage. Chomps right onto one of them. Tearing at his leg.
All right. Ripping up those Templars.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for a stat block. I can't find it. I'll have to wing it. All right. So after
Out of it.
Daggermaw, Norcus is going to throw
Bastard.
2 daggers. Pew pew. Ooh, critical hit. Max
Nice.
damage. Fuck. Well, that was lucky.
Just instantly myrtleizes two enemies.
Yeah, one of those Templars over there just took 2 psionic daggers, 1 to each eyeball. Okay, after caster, we go back to the top. The halflings are going to swap off of their ranged weapons, and they're going to pull out vicious little stabby weapons, and they're all going to begin surrounding this hapless Minther spearman here and absorbing him into the mass of halflings. They're going to start hacking at their ankles. They give themselves advantage. They hit, and they are going to do some pretty significant... Ooh, they are decimated. There's only one left. Within moments, they're being eaten alive. It's not looking good for that unit. After the halflings, Morg, what do you do?
I'm going to start biting the Templar that cast the lightning bolt.
All right.
This is to hit with the bless. Where'd the D4 go? Oh, cool. That's a 28 hit. Holy shit.
Might be
Is that
exceptional.
Exceptional.
Of course.
Okay. Reroll the other 6. Okay. That is 15 points of piercing damage to that Templar.
All right. Chop, chop,
No,
chop.
no, 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 no. That's better.
Okay. You attack the Templars. They're freaking out because there's a wild beast tearing into them. Gramorn, what do you do?
Alright, so since he did that attack there, if I did fireball, he would probably get hit.
Well, he is sort of entering into the fray with all of the Templars there. If you're aiming in there, you'd probably have to try to aim it to the left more. This is a pretty big area, though. It's bigger than your fireball radius.
Blow him up.
Oh,
Do it.
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move. And then I will cast another fireball, but now on the Templar unit
Okay.
that Morg is, but avoiding him.
Roll some damage.
How do I remove a dice?
You cannot yet
From
clear
where?
it and just redo the whole thing.
Clear it.
If you don't clear it, can you just like re-roll it again? Oh yeah, you can. Okay, cool.
I just set to 24 damage.
All right.
You know, you can also make just an 8d6 hotkey with one of these saves.
Yeah, I could
So you
save
don't have
it.
to keep. Yeah.
Oh, so I just okay. I'll do that.
All right. The fireball explodes. A huge blast. Burning these Templars, sending their bodies flying in every direction.
Do they take the full damage?
Yeah, see for yourself.
I can't see roll.
226 damage again.
266.
Oh. They are not happy campers.
And I start
Your
laughing.
god's happy, though. Your god's happy. Yeah. Freaking
laughing.
pyro.
Kind of losing my mind. So many flames.
Traxxas, you see an enormous fireball streak across the sky and explode in the Templar Brigade. You're over here in the middle of your forces. What do you do? Diamond.
He is out.
Diamond.
Okay.
Nah, he's up.
Yeah, I'm here. I just forgot
Oh, you're
to have
back.
my microphone up. Right. Is there any way I can do one of these groups as squares?
You cut out a bit. Do what now?
Trying to what with a square?
Are you trying to
I
move
want
up?
to get. I'm trying to get inside of a unit because I want to use Thunder Wave.
Well, there's a whole bunch of troops in between you and here, and it's rough terrain through your allies. You're probably not going to be able to get to them. Like, you'd probably be able to get, like, inside your allies here over next to Norcus.
Can you
Well,
fly
I
as
do.
a
I do have
Starry
another
Great
free guiding bolt until it starts costing me spell slots, but I'll move closer and
You're in Drake form, right?
yes. I'm in Drake form, and I will throw another guiding bolt at these Templars.
All right.
Actually, forget what I said about flying. You can't ignore. You can't do flying until you're like level 8.
Please hit.
Before you can do fish,
Yes.
though. Nice roll.
22 hits. Your guiding bolt lands, hitting one of the Templar leaders directly in the chest for 16 damage.
There's a level 1 spell that does 46 damage. Yeah.
Yep. Guiding bolt.
Guiding bolts.
Well, you had to cast it
That's-
as a second level to do 4, I think.
No,
It's
it is
normally
for
3d6?
base
It's
level.
no, it's 4 at first.
All right.
Kind
Well,
of broken.
after that, Varenza, what do you do?
I'm gonna follow up with the good old 1-2 punch, same as last time. 'Cause I know what those rules are. Save us some time.
Yep. So she's targeting.
But I
the
only
leader that
get
I
plus
just hit.
8 because I don't have regular advantage, so I just get the advantage from the. Oh wait, they didn't move, so yeah, I can aim, and I will move my hunter's mark onto the new target. So hold on, I need to roll. So, the 3,
no.
so that's plus 8.
Yeah,
So
an 11's not
8.
going to hit a Templar, unfortunately.
What do you mean an 11? That was my D4.
Oh, that's a D4.
You do have it.
That was a
Oh yeah,
D4.
for the bless.
For blessed. So I have plus 8 is my modifier. That's after taking the -5 penalty, because I normally have plus 13 at this point. And it's another crit.
Oh my god, yes.
Roll some damage.
And we can't say that the rollers are broken because these are actually rolling.
Physics.
6 and 16 and roll. Almost max damage. So 34 from an arrow.
Nice.
Left or right side, Templar.
Probably the left
This
side.
one over here. Yeah. I'm sure that finished caving in his torso.
Maybe the morale.
Praxis, I'm liking this combo.
Okay. After that, the Urukite Templars are going to begin casting spells.
They're getting pretty beat up. I'm sure they're wants revenge.
Are they going to make some morale checks?
They're going to cast Fireball.
There we go.
Fireball.
I guess we're getting a case of all medicine.
Shoot on me. No.
Not all the peasants. No. They have so much to live for, so much in servitude, farming.
Fireball for 35 damage. DC 13.
On whom?
I'm going to pick my targets. So that's 35 or 17 if you make the save, and there's 2 fireballs. So Let's see. It's got to be 150 feet from a Templar. I think they want to disrupt your archers because they're having too much of an advantage in the back where they can't get to them. So they're going to place a fireball towards the back. Lag.
Poor Skippy.
In Discord Ninja, I put something. That's the cleansing flame. And once a day,
Oh no, they're burning our mechalots.
once a day I can ignore the damage of a fireball.
Wait, what?
Yeah, fortunately, they didn't even aim at you.
Oh, fuck. They should have.
They should have, huh? Well, all right. One of them had the bright idea of making your mechalots go crazy by killing your mechalot drivers. So each of these mechalot drivers is going to make a save.
Jump off
I
the
rolled a 10
mechalots.
and an 11. They both have +2. One of them saves, one of them does not, but both of them will survive. Although this one here that took 35 damage has to make a con save, and he does. So he doesn't die from massive damage, because that was more than half his health in a single blast.
Phew.
All right, so your mechalots are safe. This fireball is also going to catch 3 of the Templars in it. Fail. All 3 Templars will take 35 damage. Two of them make their save, one of them fails. This Templar in the middle dies. This fireball over here, it hits the Kank. The Kank fails to
Hey,
save.
not my tank.
That Kank
That's
just
my
took
Kank.
35 damage.
This my Kank here?
No, this is my tank.
Yep.
Oh, I got one too. Is he getting hit too by the fireball?
Yes. Let's see if
Can
he
I roll for it?
saves. Yeah, you can roll for yours if you want. I'm gonna roll for the Templars. Fail.
What's the? Do I get a
13.
plus?
Dexterity is 13. DC 13. Cakes.
Yeah, I don't know Kank's stats.
Ooh,
Well,
this Templar in
no.
here, he caught
Gets
2
it.
fireballs. He dies. It's like the
Kank-
fireball behind him exploded and threw him into the fireball in front of him that also caught him.
Kinks have a. They don't have a dex modifier, so it's just flat.
Yeah, he missed the roll, so he took 35 damage.
Correct.
He has 2 health.
Oh my god! I'll have to sacrifice it.
All right. So after casting their fireballs, the Kank riders manage to get to the caravan, to like the Giga wagon, and they begin sieging the side of it. A couple of them make attacks against Templars but fail. This group of Kank riders over here makes a morale check and fails with a nat 1 and decides to entirely abandon the entire fight and run away. So this unit is gone. That is the worst possible morale fail.
Nice.
All right, this unit over here hasn't got much damage, but they are being sort of pincered. They're going to push forward and try to crush into the Minther Spearmen here. So they take some attacks from behind because they moved. Oh, one of those is a crit too. Enzer totally decapitates a couple people as they turn to run. Does an additional 13.
I hate cowards the most.
So they make an attack against the spearmen and they crit. Oof. A bunch of these spearmen die. There's only 2 left. This other unit of spearmen resist the attack, and none of them are lost. They sort of weren't quite in the fray. Maybe it went more in this direction, and they weren't quite in it, so they didn't take any damage. All right, that's all the Kank Riders. Soul is not here. Soul's going to... he's going to move. He's going to move over here. And he's going to dash, and he comes around over here next to Techadril and Gladiator Lisan, and he's going to give Techadril Bardic Inspiration. And then Techadril is going to use that inspiration, and he's going to coordinate with Lisan, and they're going to come over here, and they're going to make a serious attempt at taking this Templar unit down. So they press the attack with a roar. Lisan faints and does no damage, but Techadril goes in there and lands a solid hit for 10 damage. And then we got two groups of spearmen that are going to press in and attack. One of them manages to land a hit, but it does minimum damage. This unit and this unit. Oh, hang on. This unit here has low morale, and there's not many of them, and they're going to begin retreating back to here. The other unit presses forward and attacks with advantage due to the one spearman in there who's still fighting, and they manage to crit thanks to the advantage for 11 damage here. And they press the attack, spearing their way in. Well, I guess these guys, they have stout spears that you gave them, and they're untrained, but they're doing their best. These spearmen in here are helping them out. We've got these two groups. One of them's down to only 3 guys, but they have a nat 20 on their morale. So what they do is this group of Minther spearmen unites with this group of spearmen. So now there's 10 in one unit here, which improves their teamwork. And then they're going to press the attack here, but it doesn't hit.
Do they get advantage since Morg is in there?
Nah, he's not on the other side, unfortunately. But this group comes in here, and they're going to attack as well. But they miss. This group's going to go here and attack the Kank Riders, but they miss. These two spearmen in here, they have low morale, and they try to run, and they are cut down. These irregulars, led by Gregor of Tyr, swinging his lightsaber ferociously. They press the attack, and these irregulars are going to press in as well, all led by Gregor, and so they make a unified attack. The irregulars all miss, and Gregor of Tyr also misses, but they put on a good show. These spearmen over here, attacking here. Well, actually, hang on. They have advantage.
I mean, they all have advantage. This entire unit is surrounded.
They're gonna have a heck of a morale check next time just from being encircled.
This group has advantage, but this group moved away from that unit, so they aren't giving advantage to any of these people anymore.
Okay. They'll have to close on them.
They took an attack of opportunity to move, thus negating the advantage against the advantage given from Quick Windsor. But this group still has it, so I'm going to roll for them with advantage. And it's a 1 and a 6. They missed.
Maybe Quick Windsor can do a charge on their back.
These Templars are shouting.
Rush the bombs.
These Templars are shouting that there's a hole in the middle, and Lieutenant Gannon takes these Turtleoff guys, and he says, "Move up with me. We'll fill the hole." And so they're going to press up through here. And they're going to get into position there. So these two Gith, they've been stealthing, and they disappeared for 2 turns, and they finally reappear right here, and they're gonna come in here with an attack against the lightning bolt guys. They really didn't like those lightning bolts, but unfortunately their ruse wasn't good enough, and they get spotted, and their attack fails.
Darn.
And
Hell,
then there's a whole bunch of ranged attacks from the Templars over here, but they're mostly gonna miss. They're gonna move up a bit because they're at a bad spot. Maybe if they get a little closer, they'll have an easier time. So they move into sort of a middle area here where they can fire from. And Daggerman.
What about these guys over here?
No more fireballs.
These
Not
guys
badly.
did not move up.
All right.
They're just
Well, I forgot
volunteers,
Daggermaw's
and
attack.
they're not super interested in taking part in the battle. They were convinced to join for glory, but seeing the carnage, they're not. They're kind of hesitant. They're not rushing into battle. Maybe they only moved up a little.
We're gonna take a mental note of that.
Daggermaw's gonna attack. She forgot to attack when I forgot to use her special attack when she sees Brensa attack. So just the one this time. And 22. I assume hits.
Mhm.
8 plus 6. Uh, 10 damage.
10 damage.
He's trying to get that turkey leg off the guy.
Oh, I'm gonna go back one. During the Allied army part, from the wall, they've moved into position large vats of boiling oil, and they're going to pour the boiling oil down on the burning Templars, who are already on
Awesome.
fire. So the boiling oil is going to amplify the fire, and now everybody in that area takes an additional 16 damage times 6. What's 16 times 6? 96.
That would be 96.
All
yeah.
right. What's 266 plus 96?
266 plus
two-
96.
362.
162. 362.
362.
Yeah.
362.
That's a lot of damage. All right, 362 damage to this Templar unit. I have to make a morale check, and they
And
failed
they're
it.
on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
they
gonna
failed
say.
it bad.
I
They haven't
assume they
got
get cut down from being encircled.
they haven't got anywhere to go, but they are going to get disadvantage because of fear. All right, so Caster Blaster is going to throw 2 Psychic Daggers at the Templar unit over here, and one of them will hit, but it only does 2 damage.
Plus
Hey,
his mod.
every little bit helps.
I rolled a 1. What is his mod?
It's got to be at least 3.
All right, I'll add a couple more damage.
I mean, everybody in their primary stat has to have it, assuming at least a +3 at this point.
Maybe. All right. Back to the top. The halflings are totally engaged with these Tirthani irregulars and these spearmen here. They see the morale of the Templar unit to their side breaking, but their morale is still pretty strong. These halflings are fierce, so some of them are going to make attacks against the spearman, who's still holding his own, amazingly enough. But they also make several attacks against the Tirthani irregulars, but they're going to put up a pretty good defense, and none of them are killed. The padded armor that you gave them is holding up under the assault from the bludgeoning weapons of the halflings. After the halflings, we've got Morg.
Do any of the crispy-looking Templars look like they're dying or close to dying?
Tons of them, yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna try to finish one off so I can do rage attack and kill another with bonus action.
Just kills one. and another,
Oh, that's
And another.
That's that one.
and another.
That's what it is.
All right. Well, you try, but you're unable to land a hit because the fire is too intense.
I will use my movement to go around circling them menacingly, trying to wait till I can eat my prey once the fire dies down.
I'm gonna warn you. There's boiling oil in that circle, and if you remain in the circle during the turn, you have to take 46 fire damage.
That's fine by him. He'll
Yeah.
just shrug it off and keep raging.
That's your call. You can move out of the circle to avoid it, but if you're in there engaging, you probably will burn.
It's a lot of damage.
Yeah, 46 is not.
That is a vat of burning, boiling oil that just splashed down.
4d6?
4d6.
Yeah.
Okay.
To anybody that ends their turn
fine
in
with
that
that.
area.
I'm
Okay.
fine with that. I'll take it.
You take fire damage.
Rage continues.
Can I make a
Only
save?
10. Cut down to 5.
Okay, cool. No, rage doesn't
No, it doesn't
go
do that to
against
fire.
Yeah, yeah. It's only
You have to be a
One
bear total.
yeah, bear.
You're lucky I rolled a couple ones in there.
Yeah, but you're still alive. And you're gonna kick some ass.
Mind you, this is all temporary hit points on my giant hyena, so
I
don't
know.
really care that much.
The fact that you can basically refill your HP to full twice per combat is ridiculous.
All right.
So just wait.
Prius.
Watch this.
Okay. Little question. How would a spell like Bane work? Like in a situation like this one?
It only works on a singular target.
Singular.
Yeah, I don't think it works at all.
If I sacrifice my conch, would that give me more?
No, you would have to get meta magic.
So Bane works on up to 3 creatures of your choice.
Yeah, I can use it at level 2 and then have 4 creatures.
Like if you cast it on one unit, like you say, I target three creatures within this unit, then I'll apply it to that creature's attack when I make it.
Okay, so what I'll do.
It would be like the
Um,
front 3 people in that group of enemies. You just be like, Bane, Bane, Bane.
I'll
You have
I'll
to be
cast it-
within 30 feet, though. Are you close enough?
Oh yeah, no, probably not. No. All right, so I'll make something different.
Like you could spend your turn moving up and then maybe do it next turn.
As a bonus action on my turn, I was gonna use
No,
Wild Heal.
I
That's fine.
will cast Searing Smite level 2.
Okay.
So I'll have 3d6 damage on the Templar group.
The one that's on fire.
Yep, and it's there's gonna be 3 individual.
Sure.
I'll add more fire to my fire with fire.
Yo, dog, I heard you like fire, so I put some fire in your fire for extra fire.
Sounds like my
one second.
brother when he adds more sauce to his burritos.
Oh, that sounds good. I could go for a burrito. Burrito. I make a mean burrito. Real authentic flavored because I spend a bunch of time living on the Mexican border.
27 to hit. 27 to hit.
And that's an
And
exceptional
20 to hit. So there's 2 that are 27 to hit and 1 that is 20 to hit.
Yeah. Do you need to re-roll any of those dice? Because a couple of those were exceptional.
So how many do I get?
You can re-roll 1 damage dice per attack that is exceptional.
So I re-rolled the 1 on each of the 2.
Sounds good.
So it's going to be 1d6 per. 6 and 4. So 8 additional damage.
18,
That's nice.
12, and what was the other one? Did only 2 hit?
Sorry?
How many hit? 2?
3. But I did an attack, and the third one was 20 to hit.
All right. How much damage was the third one?
9.
9. All right. So 20, 30, 39 damage total.
Nice. On the Templars that are already burning. Trying to finish
Wow.
him.
401 damage on that Templar unit. All right. That's enough. You finish the last few units, and they're going to burn up.
Can they? Because the hits were so powerful, is it possible for them to just suffer and discourage the groups around them?
Well, the groups around them were already discouraged. I don't know if you noticed me making the morale check for the halflings over here when they saw what was going on.
It can be worse, you know.
Yeah, it can always get worse. Okay, so that was your move. Trexus.
Yep. Traxxas is going to go into the halflings in their Drake form,
Wading into the halflings.
and then use second level Thunder Wave.
Boom. All right.
So it's 3d8. The halflings have to make a DC
Fail.
Constitution. Okay, so
That
fail
hits everybody around you, right? Not just enemies.
in a
So you're
15
like,
in a 15-foot cube.
okay.
Yeah. So 15 feet around me, every single halfling goes flying for 10 feet.
I'm going to say the one lone Minther Spearman also does.
Oh no.
Yeah. Bob was courageous.
Yeah, he put up a fight. He was the holdout. He was totally surrounded,
And
getting
then-
stabbed from all angles. He only had one hit point left, and that was the one that put it over the edge.
As he took a flying halfling to
Oh,
the face.
sorry, I forgot to add an additional. Wait a minute. No, it was 3d8.
All right. It ends up doing 44 damage to the halflings, which puts them at 66. Because it hit like 4 of them for 11 damage each. All right. Do you want to do anything else? You move? Do you cast a spell? Bonus action, maybe?
I don't really have.
Okay.
I mean, actually, wait a minute. Let me check something. Really, really quick. Really quick.
We're almost out of time. This might be the last round of combat for the night.
Let's kill them all. Hurry up.
Is this an epic enough battle?
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of units. This is the most units that have ever been on a battlefield in a game I've run.
Can a cantrip be cast as a bonus action?
Some.
No, unless some of them are.
I mean,
are
I
few
can cast an
cantrips.
infinite amount of. I can
If
cast an
you-
infinite amount of poison sprays
If
because
you're casting a
of,
one-action spell, you can. If you're casting a spell that's a bonus action, you can also cast a cantrip. I think that's the rule.
But Thunder Wave is not a bonus action.
It has to say, like, it will tell you if it's an action, you can't do it. You have to look at each one of your spell.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
Generally, no.
So I can't cast, for example, a firebolt. That's an action.
Yeah. It,
The only
yes,
druid
poison spray. Never
cantrip
mind.
cantrips that I know that are bonus actions are Flame Blade and Shillelagh.
Like I could cast mending, but
There should be a list of those. That'd be really handy, like a by
Okay.
class list of bonus action spells.
I could get the,
There is.
the druid list because I'm pretty sure poison spray is a part of the druid spell list, regardless.
Yeah, it's just not a bonus action.
I'm sure it exists. I've just never seen it. I've never
Anyway,
sought
yep,
it
nope,
out either,
that's-
though. So.
That's the end of my turn.
All right. So Vrenza.
Rensa is going to aim, but I guess she does not have any bolt thing anymore. So let's see. So first thing is a D4 for the blessing. That's another 4. So she's going to aim since nobody's moved, so that's advantage. +4, -5, so if the modifier is 8. Uh, 26.
Barely exceptional. I think their AC is 16 on the Templars normally.
So Hunter's Mark plus 8 plus 16. Uh, 20 damage.
Ooh.
I guess I could reroll the 3, huh?
You could re-roll the 1.
I can't. That's Hunter's Mark. That's not.
Oh, okay, never mind.
20 or.
22.
All right.
Daggermar also attacks with a reaction.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I am so tired of forgetting stuff. So Daggermaw uses her reaction to attack, being inspired and deciding to do the combo move. And that's an 18.
Hit.
That's coordinated attack. Ability. D8 plus 6 damage. Uh, 11 damage.
All right. Solid bite.
I mean, at this
Uh,
point, the battle is now one-sided.
Getting there. Getting there.
A lot of your troops are a little thin. They've taken some big damage.
But they're taking the hits for us, so it works.
That's true.
I mean, I think the heroes are doing way more damage than the troops at this point.
Yeah, they haven't been
Well,
lucky on the
you're
rolls.
hurling fireballs that are given to you by elemental gods. That's kind of OP in this world. When people are running around with like obsidian daggers that break if you hit wrong.
Fair, fair. All right. Yes, that is my turn.
All right. The Urukite Templars snarl and cast another another lightning bolt. I mean, and they aim
I'd have
it
thought they would have had to make a morale check.
right down the line. Oh man, that's gonna hit so many of your units.
Is it not
Oh,
gonna hit the
boy.
halflings though? as well?
Cow! It totally will hit the
They don't
halflings.
care.
They don't care. All right, the halflings are like, "Oh no, not us!" and they try to jump out of the way, but they fail.
Counter spell. There's not many people probably that can cast it.
I'm assuming it's a dexterity save.
For 24 or 12.
I think so. It's probably like a fireball. Yeah.
All right, the halflings fail. They're gonna take
Oh,
24
that's-
damage.
What's the
Which HP do you
Constitution
have?
save?
There's no con save. All right.
It depends on
Dex
the amount
save.
of damage.
Lieutenant Gannon tries to jump out of the way, and he does. He only takes 12 damage.
If you couldn't tell, I'm in the pathway, and I just failed my dexterity save.
All right, 24
Not how much
damage.
HP do you normally have?
Yep, and that is way more than half.
Ouch. Oh yeah. Yeah, you'll have to make a con save then.
Oh, not to get knocked out.
Not to die.
No. The death is if you take more, if you take half damage over when you're below 0.
Oh, true.
That's
But
Right.
but yeah, that was a pretty heavy hit. Oh, by the way, the health bar is wrong. It should be 28. I consulted
So
my.
it's like an optional rule. It says when a creature takes damage from a single source equal to or greater than half its hit point maximum, it must succeed on the DC 15 con saving throw or suffer a random effect from a table. So it's not
Do we use
instant
that?
death, but it can be instant death because it's got stuff like if you roll a 1 on the D10, creature drops to 0 hit points.
good
But that's
critical.
not death. That's just knocked out.
Right.
I think he was worried about the
Who
instant
knows?
death rule, where if you go below half, in the negatives below half of a single attack,
Yeah.
then it's the instant death.
And that's a fail.
Okay, so
Oh.
I'll roll a d10, and the table says is because he took so much damage in one hit, you can't take reactions until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
Phew.
That's not a bad one. All right, so
You're like dazed.
Turloff's guardsmen, they make their save. They take 12 damage. Two of them die. This other group, the Trithani Irregulars, they try to jump out of the way, and they do. They take 12 damage, and only one of them dies. But several others are badly injured. This group of Turthani Irregulars tries to dodge and fails miserably, and two of them die. Many others are injured by the crackling lightning bolt. Gregor of Tyr, unfortunately, in the path of it, and he fails his save, takes the full 24.
Holy.
It's not quite half his hit points, though, because he's a tough bastard, and so he just grunts and goes to one knee for a moment before getting back to his feet with a snarl. The Trithani Irregulars at the extreme end of the lightning bolt make their save. They take 12 damage, and out of all of them, only one of them dies. Boy, those lightning bolts are hitting hard. That's the real dangerous part of the army. They have the magic of Hamanu behind them. All right, so...
But they're also currently semi-surrounded.
Some of the Templars on the periphery are going to try to fight these guys over here as well. Miss. One hit. Just does 7 damage to Lisan. They're just doing some melee attacks on the periphery there. Alright, so that's the Templars. The Kank Riders are besieging the wagon over here. And they manage to damage this wheel pretty badly. And they're attacking a couple of the Templars in there who take damage. This Templar takes 6 damage. And this Templar takes 7, but they survive. This unit of Kank Riders here, badly surrounded as they are, makes a morale check, but they succeed just barely. They're going to do a mass disengage, and they're going to move the entire unit to here. They're backing up with their lances out threateningly to hold you all at bay as they move into a slightly more advantageous position where they're not surrounded quite as much. They're also pressing themselves sort of up against the wall here so they can't be flanked or surrounded as easily.
Except from the wall.
Well, the wall is protecting their backs. That's the way they see it. Because when Quick Wenzer was flanking them, that was putting them at an advantage to attack into their units, and they didn't like that. So after the Kank Riders, Sia is going to move up, and he's going to attempt to sleight of hand to hide his hand gesture. Let's see. Where's he at? He's over here. He's gonna move over here, and he tries to hide his... Nah, there's too many people here. He's not going to do that. That's dumb. I don't want to get him in trouble when he's not here. I guess he's just going to move...
You can do more vicious mockeries.
He's going to move back to here. He's going to be on the cautious side. He doesn't have a lot of hit points. They're shooting lightning bolts around, so he moves over here. Maybe he'll dash over to there. All right. How much damage? 205, 90, and 47. 14, 15, 16, 26.
It's
All right.
midnight.
20.
I think this is the last round of combat.
Yeah. Yeah, we could probably just call it right here. I'll make a note that we're doing the Allied army when we come back.
Yeah, shouldn't you have made some Templar attacks against it? Because this cavalry's HP has not moved. Unless the last time they were attacked, they were completely missed. I mean, that's totally plausible as well.
I made attacks, but they did not hit.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they hit a little bit. 14 damage was done to them from ranged attacks from these guys on the cart.
Time to send in Chikar.
Chichkar is trying to have my cake that has like 7 hit points left, not like
2.
freak out.
2 hit points left.
Do they have 37 hit points?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, he's definitely trying to soothe this the cake. That's like half my money. Don't let him die.
I'm going to say
Anywho.
up in the castle walls, they're making ranged attacks down as well. They did the boiling oil thing, but they're also going to drop a bunch of big rocks. Let's see, that does 11 damage times... No, I rolled a 1. Shit. It only does 11 damage to this Templar unit. Some falling rocks that they mostly avoid. I keep forgetting that inside the town they're attacking down as well. I'm going to make another one of those against the halfling units. Being pressed against the wall makes them vulnerable to this kind of gravity-based attack. That does 11 damage to the halfling units. Alright, epic battle.
What about these guys? They're up against the wall now, too.
Yeah, but they just got there. They couldn't be targeted
Oh,
until now.
pretty.
Those were supposed to be attacks that I had forgotten to do earlier.
Oh, I see.
And they only just got there. Alright,
That's
so I'm
kinda cool,
gonna
Others.
save it. Dark Sun 26. Bam. Alright, well,
Your caravan
Psycho
doesn't
Frog,
need to
thanks
go
for
away.
making it, even though you have the coof.
Absolutely.
That's some
was a
impressive
good
real-world
distraction.
fortitude there.
It was a good distraction.
Yeah, I bet. I would rather have something else to think about aside from the coof, if I had the coof.
Good night, guys.
Yeah, feel better.
Yeah,
Get
take
well
care, man.
soon. And out there
Destroy
in
them
Twitch land,
later.
thanks for watching. Hope you catch us again next week.
Catch us in the aftermath of
Yeah.
the army destruction.
And during the week, I'm going to try to do another art stream or two, probably. I'm trying to get back in practice. I'm going to draw some sexy ladies. That should get me some more views, right? Views and follows.